just on Vision at the moment. We're not on the radio yet.
Are you on, Foss? No, you're off. Didn't want you to forget.
Welcome to the RDP Match of the Day.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Mpnfl footy coverage. We are live at Alexandra Park in Mornington on our streaming services through our Facebook page and the Mpnfl website. So we've got the pre-game show coming up. A big match tonight between Mornington and Ryeround Division 2. We'd like to thank our match day partners, Battery World, of course, our match day sponsor. Our scores tonight brought to you by Premier Traditional Homes. Our best on ground for Jones Lupino Real Estate of Mornington, and the mark of the day will be judged by our call team for Bridgestone Select in Mornington. I'm Craigo. It's great to have your company. We will be on the radio as well around 6:30 for the first bounce in this match tonight, calling all the action and to run through the day's events in our pre-game show. A big welcome to AJ King, and AJ, in scenes reminiscent of the crowds following Tiger Woods at the Masters. When this man arrived today, they were 10 deep in parts of the crowd. We'd like to say a big welcome back to Mornington to Michael Voss.
It's great to be here. Thank you, Craigo. Good evening, AJ.
Fossy, good to see you, mate. You rolled in your presentation shoes from last night. You're all dressed up. Pretty happy with how it went.
Yeah, the presentation went well. Like Shane Hockey was our club champion last night, and not bad for a bloke for a start. I think he made 6 runs in his first 4 innings, and ended up with 381 runs for the year, which is a pretty good effort considering we didn't play finals either. So after Christmas, he had a really good run, but really good night, and enjoyed by all. Just, the president just came over to chat to me. He's a happy boy. It's all over this year, and we just look forward to next year now. But Mornington in front of the reserves at the moment. We get underway for a senior game in about an hour's time.
And what a great spectacle it is right here at the moment, Fossy. It's a great atmosphere. There's plenty of people up on the hill, plenty of people parked in the cars, and we're in for a ripping night.
We really are, and it's an opportunity for these two sides to get on the right foot. Like some sides have played 2 games. Mornington and Rye haven't played so far, so it's an opportunity for these two sides to get underway with a win this evening, get off on the right foot. We've already seen Lang Warren be very impressive today, and we've had some very impressive winners. We'll go through those shortly, but all those predictions, AJ, that we said on the footy show, or especially for Division 1, some of them can just go out the door at the moment because there's been some interesting results today.
Fossy, there certainly has, and what it's certainly done is going to bring to the attention that Division 1 already is set up to be an absolute cracker, isn't it?
It really is, and I talked about, I think we all probably did in a way, we talked about 4 sides. Well, you mentioned Sorrento. Well, Sorrento had a big win today. Dramana also another big win. So there's a number of sides in contention, and the side that most interesting is the fact that Bond Beach is 0-2, your premiership favourites, AJ.
Yeah, they certainly are after going pretty well, last week up until 3/4 time, and then the Stonecats run over them. But even today, Vossi, Stonecats, is it 1 word or 2?
Well, I don't really care what it is today because they got beaten today, apparently. No, look, it's...
Are you jumping off them pretty early?
Not. No, I'm not. I'm definitely... That's one thing I definitely won't do is jump off the Stonecats, respect them too much. Look, what was the score in that game? Tremana won by how much?
Yeah, I think it was around about 3 to 4 goals, and we'll go through it in a minute. 36-62, so Frankston restricted to only 5 goals.
And Tremana, in their short time back in Division 1, have had a reasonable record against YCW. I reckon that's about the 3rd time they've beaten them since they've been back.
Yeah, well, we spoke about Tremana and obviously having Sam Fowler in the VFL and Ethan Johnson heading up to Queensland. we thought they weren't going to be able to produce the goals, but obviously they've found another avenue, and they're also, they've got it on the board against YC.
Yeah, I saw a bit of Sam Fowler today, actually. I was actually watching a little bit of the Northern Bull Ants and Collingwood game in the VFL. My niece was actually goal umpiring in that game, so I was actually watching a bit of that game, and Collingwood held up. Northern Bull Ants sort of attacked there for a while in the third quarter, but Collingwood were just too good in the end. I think won by about 5 goals. But yeah, no, look, great start for Dramana, and they still are the reigning premiers back from 2019.
Absolutely. Now, Fossey, we've got Neil Craig on the line. Neil, you were down there.
Hello, gentlemen.
You were down
How
there.
are you?
Yeah, good. You were down there watching Mount Eliza again this week.
Yeah,
a
really,
great win.
Really entertaining game of footy it was, AJ. Right from the get-go. Mount Eliza led for pretty much most of the game, but enter one Shane McDonald into the third quarter and took a courageous mark, running back with a fly to the ball. Got clipped by Tenno on the way through and was awarded a 50-metre penalty, and then went on to kick another one. So they kicked out to a 16-point lead, nearly that at three-quarter time. But the move of Will Bravo from Steve Brattle onto Shane McDonald held him up. He ran with him and actually ran off him. And young Will Bravo from Mount Eliza at the line was terrific in the last 20-25 minutes. And Mount Eliza running out winners by 18, 20-odd points.
So we look at
a really good game of footy.
Yeah, and we're looking at the scoreboard now. Neil, and Mount Eliza have had 27 shots again to Bomb Beach's just 16. We spoke about it on the footy show last night that we thought Bomb Beach's strength around the contest and the big bodies would be too strong for Mount Eliza, but was it Mount Eliza's run that really did the damage today?
Yeah, it was, AJ. I mean, once they got the ball on the outside, they were just way too slick. And, I know Steve wanted them to really make the ground as big as they could and make Bomb Beach defend as much as they could. They just took their time doing that. But when they got out in that last 15 minutes, they were pretty much unstoppable. Happy Hammond at full forward was really good for Mount Eliza as well. And, kicked a couple of crucial goals in the last quarter. So pretty complete performance by Mount Eliza, really. And whilst they were challenged, they were well and truly up to it. They were pretty impressive.
Couple of impressive players last week, Neil. Skaggs and also Bailey Breen were two good players. How did they go today?
Bailey Breen is Bailey Breen, isn't he? He's just so consistent. You can just rely on, getting week in, week out a great performance from him. He was solid again. Vossi, he was really, probably in the top 4 or 5 players on the ground again. Will Bravo, as I mentioned before, was super. And Jordan Rouse went forward and kicked a couple of goals. He was just too big for them down there, and kicked accurately when he had to and put them away. But it was entertaining right to the with 10 minutes to go. Anyone still could have won, but just impressed by the way Mount Eliza kicked the line. Really, it was good to watch.
We certainly spoke about how Mount Eliza played last week, and they didn't really look like they had a focal point up forward, but the conditions today, obviously, nice and dry. They were able to use their run, and you mentioned James Hammond up forward. Was that the difference, having someone to kick to in these conditions for Mount Eliza?
Yeah, I know they've been experimenting with Shane Tennant up forward. Tenno played in his normal position behind the ball, at centre half back, or across a half back flank, or behind the ball, and he was brave in the finish and got belted from pillar to post, but he was another key element of those guys getting over the line. He just stood up when he had to, as a captain would. But he was really impressive. But I like the look of Happy Hammond down there and one of the Rouse boys. They're very tall. They're hard to stop. Happy's clever. He's not a big forward, but he doesn't mind bringing it to ground for the forwards, and then he goes to work again. So he's like another smaller forward if he can't do it in the first place. So, dry conditions, fast conditions, once they move it quickly and in there quickly, they were just too slick for Bomb Beach.
And we spoke about Bomb Beach obviously being our premiership favourites going in, and now they're 0-2. What did you make of their performance today? And you've mentioned Shane McDonald already, but what about the other guys?
Yeah, young Bo Bailey was good. I mean, their young players are very good, but they did look a little bit old and slow compared to a very young Mount Eliza side. We all know early in the season you get these dry conditions, these dry days. The breeze got up a little bit in the third quarter, and it was really slick footy. And they just looked a little bit sluggish coming into the last. They looked kind of beaten up with 10 or 15 minutes to go. and a bit of a pattern for them, isn't it? I mean, that happened last week as well. So that would be concerning, the powers that be at Bomb Beach, I'd imagine, hugely, just not being able to run out and finish games.
Just on that, Neil, I'm going to ask the question anyhow. Are they as fit as they could be at the moment? I know we're 2 games in, they're 0 and 2. It's easy to say, but do they look fit?
No, would be the short answer. It looks like they're still gonna run into their fitness come mid-season, but Bossy, it could be over for them by then. So when the comp's as red hot as it is, you just don't get the luxury of, we'll just drop our first 3 or 4 games and we'll come storming home. I mean, it just doesn't happen that way anymore at modern footy. But no is the short answer for mine, and it looks like over the last 2 weeks it's proving that is to be the case. So a little bit older, slower, bigger bodies, yeah, but just the game's so fast, and it suited Mount Eliza the last 10 minutes. It was just so fast, and once they hit their straps, they were very, very good to watch.
And with having a few injuries last week in the last quarter, did any of those guys front up this week for Bomb Beach that you noticed?
Yeah, I didn't notice. I know that there was a couple of guys that looked pretty ginger from the get-go, but I was unsure of the injuries from last week, not sort of covering that game. But they looked a little proppy, some of the boys from. It was quite a physical game too, AJ.
Yeah.
There was a lot of really good hard contests at ground level, which rocked both sides, to be quite honest with you. And the knock that McDonald got from Tenno accidentally looked to be quite severe, but he went on and kicked a goal, a couple of minutes after that, streaming out of the middle. So he's fine. He'll get up again next week, but a lot of reliance on 1 or 2 guys at Bomb Beach. That would be my concern. Whereas it seems that Mount Eliza's getting their spread organised now. So all power to them. They're looking okay.
And there was a few other results that were pretty entertaining this week, with Dramana knocking off YCW.
Yeah, incredible. What was the end result there?
62-36. So they've restricted them to 5 goals. So
that's an incredible result. It might be just one of those years it's topsy-turvy, and that's a great result for Dramana. That's awesome. And Rosebud getting rolled too, quite easily. That's disappointing for them, but Dramana, wow, the story of the week now, aren't they?
And we spoke about it last night as well on the footy show. It's Sorrento giving the Bombers a 7-goal hiding.
Yeah, I mean, there's another one. We spoke about the battle of the midfields, AJ, didn't we? It looks as though the battle was well and truly. I'd like to see some stats, but from that result, I mean, it's coming out of the middle and it's got to start there. So that just might go to confirm what we were thinking there with that big, strong midfield from Sorrento. And
also Harry Pryor didn't play again, so the reliance on Haratuku probably to have to play on an experienced ruckman in John Crow took him away up forward. I'm not sure where he played, but we saw last week that once he went into the middle, yes, he was dominant and he turned the game, but that just took him away from a really dangerous position up forward.
Yeah, and Sorrento, with if they can keep their list fit, whilst it's a little bit of an older list, if they can keep it fit, I mean, they're going to, you'd almost put them down for W's every time they played Sorrento this year, wouldn't you? So, I mean, it's going to make it interesting come last week of August, first week of September, isn't it, really?
Absolutely. Well, thanks, mate. Thanks for coming on, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you this week on the footy show. And Vossi's back in the caravan, and he's still rolling in his presentation attire.
Oh, is he really?
He's
so
got the mayor.
Out to Mornington, is he?
He's got the mayor sash on. He's got the keys to the city, and he's pretty happy, Vossi.
Vossi, you'd be swaggering into Mornington soon, wouldn't you? Into the football ground there, and giving you the mayor of Mornington, get the keys to the city.
You can now. It runs in the family, actually, because I was saying on the locker room this morning, my cousin's actually the mayor of Wagga, where the Melbourne Storm play. So
you can drop some names. You're not bad, Vossi. You are good.
I try.
You'll be going to that game tonight, mate, wouldn't you?
What? See the Storm, you mean?
No, Mornington and...
I'm here now.
Oh, you're there now. Oh, my God, there you go.
No.
I hope the pine one was well and truly warmed up for you.
You notice how I disappeared for about 3 minutes there? I just scoffed down a sausage while I was talking to you, while you were talking to AJ. So, yeah.
Good on you, mate. Good calling tonight.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Good on you, boys. Cheers. Bye.
So let's go through the results, Vossi. We've just touched on the Frankston YCW Dramana game. Dramana 9-8-62, Frankston YCW 5-6-36. Yeah, look, that is a big surprise, isn't it? With Frankston going back and playing at home, we thought they were going to be too strong.
Yeah, well, the first of a couple of funny results today, but in terms of where sides might finish, and I know it's only first game for some, second game for others, but you'll find that there's going to be, well, Neil, I just touched on it before, there's going to be a bit of a logjam happening there, excuse me, come the end of the year with maybe 7 sides fighting for 5 spots maybe.
Well, I think so, absolutely. And Red Hill 14-24, 108 to Rosebud 3-3-21. So they've had a pretty convincing win there, and they've had nearly 40 scoring shots there at Red Hill.
That's a massive win, and that's a real disappointing display first up for Rosebud. Obviously, we were talking about could they possibly sneak into the 5, but they've picked up a few but lost a few more, and yeah, it's a disappointing display, but obviously a great start for Red Hill, and we'll see how they watch and learn aspect in the next few weeks.
Well, I think the big thing with Rosebud as well is they've not that they've lost players, they've actually lost the really important experienced players, Vossi. Like Bentley didn't play, the Baker boys didn't play, Keegan Downey, who'd played a number of years in the seniors, has moved off to Queensland, Lockie Armstrong moved up the country. It doesn't matter whether they're stars or not, but that experience, I think Seb Krumich played in the 2, so they've gone in with a very inexperienced young side. They've backed their ability. You know, Nick won't shy down from a contest, we all know that, but he would be bitterly disappointed with only having 6 scoring shots on the day.
Very much so, and it does happen, you know, like when Red Hill were in Division 2, like they kept some sides to some low scores here, and you can get lost out at Red Hill, AJ.
Oh, you can get lost getting to the ground, Vossi, let alone lost on the oval.
Yeah, it's a disappointing display, but well done to Red Hill, great start for them.
And the next game, Edith Vale versus Pines at Edith Vale. Edith Vale 10-11-71 and have been absolutely annihilated by Pines, 22-17, 149. I tipped Pines last night. Vossi, I know that you were up here gallivanting around the social rooms at Mornington, but with the experience of Shane Savage and Russell Gabriel coming back in for Pines, I thought they were going to be too strong, and that's been the case. Yeah,
I would have thought Pines would have won that one. We were at the golf club last night, but thanks for the sentiment there of being here. Very close to my heart, as you know. But 20-year reunion of the grand final, that one was today for the Edifale side. And yeah, disappointing to start for them, and they were the 2 bottom sides from last year, so Edifale was some work to do.
We've spoken to Neil Craig just before with Mount Eliza and Bomb Beach. Mount Eliza running out winners 11-16-82 to Bomb Beach 10-6-66. We won't touch too much more on that game because we had an extensive interview. But a good win for Mount Eliza at home. And the final game, Sorrento 20 goals, 13-1-33. Defeating Frankston Bombers 13-11-89. So
high quality game, that one, but like it's over 200 points kicked in that game. So obviously very good conditions down there, and high quality game. But Sorrento just too good.
Yeah, I think Sorrento at home. They then go on to face Rosebud next week, who have had a pretty tough start to the year, and you know Sorrento with their depth in the midfield and up forward. Pretty scary when they're having 33 scoring shots, Vossi, against the Frankston Bombers, who have got a pretty good defence.
They do, and they only conceded the 5 goals last week. Different conditions, of course, but yeah, it's a great start with Sorrento. And your boys, AJ, you're very close to your heart. They're going along, or went along very well today, and they'll go in as hot favourites to make it 2 out of 2 next week.
Absolutely. Getting a word through that their new recruit, Nick Wood, was a standout and an absolute gun. So to add him into the midfield with the likes of Mitch Hallahan, Miles Paholke, James Hallahan, then you've got Shannon Gladman, Zach Burns, and yeah, the list goes on, and you can play a few more through there, Vossi, but they've got a pretty strong list, and they'll get Jake Steinhardt back probably midway through. So they just need to have a good run with injuries this year, don't they, to be a contender?
Well, you've just, like I said, 7 sides potentially fighting for final spots, and you got to look at it, and you got to get a bit of luck with injury. And a win like that when you've got to beat these other sides that are in contention. Sereno have done that already, beating Frankston. It's a great start. And, and Frankston, well, obviously they're 1-1 on the season.
And we mentioned Bombeach being 0-2. They play Edithvale next week away at Edithvale. Obviously not too big of a trek for them, but they'd be desperate to get a win on the board, won't they?
Well, they wouldn't want to go 0-3, but I'd expect Bombeach to bounce back in a big way next week.
And just as the lights are starting to, take a bit of an effect here, Vossi, we mentioned it off the top of the broadcast that the atmosphere is really growing, and we're hopeful for a pretty good game. And we missed, obviously, your thoughts last night, but your thoughts on the night game scenario.
Obviously saw Rye play Langwarrin at a night game last year. Rye were pretty good for a half and actually played reasonable football and kept Langwarrin and made them hard. Well, Langwarrin were in front at half time, but hard to score throughout that game. And then we sort of were off for a couple of weeks. And so they've actually been in the night scenario recently, or I don't think Mornington necessarily have. Interesting game. It's an opportunity for two sides to get off the mark with a win. And I would probably think that Mornington may win tonight, but time will tell.
Is that because of your love for Mornington, Dossie?
Look, all right, AJ, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to do that. That is actually a blue and red shirt, but it's a blue and red shirt, not a cricket, not a football. It's a blue and red shirt.
Okay, now we know where it lies. But if Rye do get up, you could just go with that. They're red and blue as well, Vossi.
Well, I could do that too. We've got a good mate standing over there at Scotty Beale, so Bealey very confident about Rye's chances, and it's an opportunity to strut their stuff on the big stage tonight. The only game happening. I'm sure you'll see a few teams come and watch this tonight, and they might even tune in at home, sitting in front of a nice cold beer in front of them, and stream the game live.
Absolutely, mate. Now we're going to head to a break and see our station sponsors, and we'll come back with a wrap-up of Division 2 results today, and then we'll get into the preview of tonight's game, Mornington versus Rye.
Need your property painted, but you don't want to just trust any painter with your asset? Give Wow Factor Painting Solutions a call. We're based on the Mornington Peninsula and specialise in high-quality painting solutions. We are proud members of the Master Painters Victoria and the Dulux Accredited Program. For a free quotation, visit wowfactorps.com.au or call 0475 448 285. Wow Factor Painting Solutions, the station sponsor.
At SJS Accounting Strategies in Mornington, our mission is a simple one: to make running your business easier, to get money-related challenges out of the way so you can focus on growing your business. It doesn't matter which business sector you're from, our commitment to helping you grow will be exactly the same. Why? Because our team loves helping businesses achieve their goals. Contact SJS Accounting on 5975 0488 or visit www.sjsaccountingstrategies.com.au. A station sponsor.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
And welcome back to RWPFM Footy, our coverage from Alexandra Park here in Mornington. Match coming up tonight between Mornington and Rye. Just before we go back to the boys for the wrap on the Division 2 games today, just an update. It's half-time in the AFL, Collingwood and West Coast. At the moment, West Coast in front, 7-2-44 to Collingwood 6-6-42. Earlier on this afternoon, sadly my North Melbourne boys just couldn't quite hang in there long enough against the Sydney Swans. Swans 13-8-86 and North Melbourne 12-3-75, and the AFLW Grand Final was won by Adelaide over Melbourne earlier this afternoon. Back to AJ and Vossi.
Now, Vossi, let's have a look at Division 2 results today, and we'll start with the Langwarrin-Chelsea game. Langwarrin too strong at home, 13-11-89, Chelsea 3-4-22. Disappointing for Chelsea to only have 7 scoring shots, but another masterclass from Langwarrin.
Dare I say it, AJ, there's going to be sides that go to, that was at Langwarrin today, that game?
Yep.
The sides that will go there and they'll have similar score lines. They'll kick 3 and 4 goals. The sides it's a very intimidating place to go. in terms of the ground, it's hard for oppositions to get their game going out there, and Langwarrin just play the ground so very well. But yeah, they started off well. They're 2-0, and Blake the Snake and also Joshy Beard have got the boys going well to start the season, the premiership favourites.
And we saw Josh Beard last night on the Footy Show with an interview we did midweek, and he was pretty confident talking to Suss and I, waltzing into the Zoom call with no top on, and we sort of had to remind him that this is going to be recorded, so he'd be pretty happy and up and about after today's performance, and so would Pearcedale. 8-3-51 defeating Tyab 4-7-31, and that's 2-0 for Pearcedale.
Pearcedale having a good start to the season, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go in the next few weeks to see whether they can continue on that form, but a good start. It's 2 out of 2. It's all you can do at this stage of the year.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And Hastings Crib Point, a local rivalry there. Hastings too strong, 14-7-91, defeating Crib Point 11-12-78. I thought Crib Point were probably going to be too strong in that game, but Hastings have proved myself wrong. I thought Crib Point were on the improve, and we're going to be improving on the ladder position this year, but it's a loss that they probably didn't want to have early on, Fossey.
Yeah, I haven't seen any footage of this game, but I'm tipping there would have been a very big crowd there at Hastings, obviously the local derby between these two sides, and a good game of football. Good game of football by the look of the scoreline. I think Hastings got out to a bit of a lead early, and Crib Point came home, but from what I saw of the updates throughout the afternoon, but yeah, Hastings getting on the board after a disappointing start last week against Somerville, and Crib Point 0-2 to start the season.
Absolutely there, mate. Somerville playing at home, 8-12-60, defeated by Somerville 12-19-91. So by the looks of it, Somerville have had another 30-odd scoring shots. The G-man, not sure how many he's kicked, but he kicked 7-5 last week, so I can imagine he's probably kicked a few again this week, and quite possibly kicked a few points again. But in the end, to run out 31-point winners, it's a pretty good game from Somerville.
It is. Whilst it's a good win, 31 scoring shots. There's a lot of scoring shots, only kicking the 12 goals. It's percentage, whilst it's not as big a necessity now, obviously you want to try and nail a side when you've got the chance. The 31 scoring shots suggest you've had a fair bit of chance to win by a lot more than just the 4 goals or 5 goals, whatever they won by today. So, but no, they're 2 wins out of 2 for Somerville. They're going along fine. For Seaford, well, you can be unlucky with a draw, you can be lucky with a draw, but they've played the 2 best sides in Division 2 so far, being Langwarrin and Somerville.
Absolutely. And the last result that we'll talk about, and this was probably one of the biggest surprise results of the day, Devon Meadows 12-11-83, defeating Kringle 4-8-32. And we all pretty bullish on Kringle at the start of the year. Vossi on our show a couple of weeks ago, and it's a pretty upsetting scoreline to see that, isn't it? When they're meant to be fancied, and obviously Pearcedale beating Devon last week in round 1, or the round 1 game. Sorry. Look, I know that Luke Forsyth wouldn't be happy with his boys.
We're probably equally bullish on Devon Meadows last week going into the season, pick up a lot of players. I know Neil Craig was very happy with the way they sort of looked, but the new coach in Ryan Hendy. Look, we've had a great win today, and they've had obviously the 2 games at home so far. The 1 win for them, 1 loss, but yeah, Kringle, it's a disappointing display for them. But Glover Reserve is one of those grounds where it's an intimidating place to go. It creates a bit of an atmosphere out there. Dare I say it, they're a different sort of supporter. They're more intense out there, I suppose, than some other clubs, if you like. It's an intimidating ground for visiting sides to go to.
And exit?
I won't necessarily say exit, but no, I know, speaking from the Devon Meadows Mornington game last year on Anzac Day that we broadcast, it was a very interesting day down there, and there was plenty of noise out there for towards the opposition. So
Well, they are very passionate, aren't they? In a smaller country community football club, that's what, that's sort of their hub, isn't it, in Devon Meadows, that they all come and support the footy club.
100%, and they certainly want to see Devon Meadows have some success. They need to get to the finals to get that success for them, and hopefully they can get themselves into a position where they can make finals later in the year. But a good win for them today.
Now let's get on to tonight's game, Vossi. Mornington hosting Rye Football Club here under lights. Mornington will run through their team list. Number 3, Harrison de Kluver, coming over from Crib Point. Number 4, Adrian Speedy. Number 5, Tyler Hobson. Number 6, Lachlan Susovic. So we'll have to keep Pete Susovic under control out the back here. We've also got number 9, Caelan Bird. Number 10, Nathan Heath. Number 13, Matthew Kane. And 14, Corey Ash. 15, Riley Welsh. And then we've got 16, Matthew North. 18, Lockie Gorka. 19, Daniel House. 21, Harry Bold. 22, William Goosey. Josh Halsell. 23, Josh Brown. 30, Connor Jacoby. 32, Angus Roller. 34, Luke O'Connor. 49, Jordan French. 54, Alan Alexander. Number 55, and Brody Collins. 56, as we can see on the screen. The selected sides for where they're going to start. Also for Rye Football Club, Jared Richards, number 1, Adam Kirkwood, number 2, Jet Tomlinson, number 3, Kalani Ryan, number 4, Lewis Barber, 5, Tom Hughes, 6, who is a goal machine, Vossi. Number 7, Zach Jennings. 8, McLeod Jamison. Number 9, Nick Strickland. 10, Campbell Robbins. Andrew Dean, number 12, returning from Turin to take on a forward coaching role. 14, Clayton Barnes. Tieran Head, 20, who will do some damage tonight here out in the wing. 22, Matt Hill. 26, Josh Garner. The 200-plus gamer, Matt McIndoe. 27, Finn Clark on debut from Sorrento. 28, Dylan Allen. 30, Peter Hampton. 33, Jackson Allen. 34, Dylan Devers. 41, and Dakota Thompson-Irwin. 42. So, Vossi, you mentioned before that you think Mornington are going to be too strong, and I'm going to go against you here, and I think Rye will be too strong here. I think they're going to be two pretty similar sides with their run. They've obviously lost a bit of height. Obviously, Rye have lost a couple of ruckmen, and then Mornington have lost Jacko Calder, Warwick Miller to Crib Point. So where do you see the strength lying with Mornington tonight?
Look, Mornington will get enough ball out of the midfield. For mine, it's a case of whether or not they've got the forwards to actually do the job. They're well and truly behind the 8 ball. They're 70 goals down on the season. Warwick Miller, obviously, a key position player for them. So for mine, I think Mornington will get enough ball in there, but whether they can do enough damage to actually get the goals on the board, I think they might be able to manufacture a scoreline. I know Simon Ducey has said that he's very confident that they've got the avenues to goal covered, but hopefully they can kick a bit straighter. Their reserves at the moment are 8 goals 20. They're 38 points clear, but they should be an absolute mile in front of this game. And
we speak about depth in the stronger teams in senior football, and from the start of it, we're seeing that clubs are being tested with COVID and injuries and unavailabilities at the moment, Vossi.
Look, it's a testing time, and it's going to be no exception throughout the year that sides are going to have players come in and players go out. So, it's just part and parcel of how the year's going to look, AJ.
And the crowds are still starting to build up. They've heard that the great Michael Voss will be singing his dulcet tones down here at Michael Voss Park, which we're going to name it tonight, Vossi.
Oh, thank you for that, AJ. I haven't put you up to that at all. But, it's great to be here. It's a magnificent place to come, and it's going to be an even better place once that pavilion starts to get knocked down and rebuild again, because the facilities are going to look absolute magnificent when it's all said and done, hopefully a bit later in the year. So maybe, I've heard probably September, October, they're going to knock the building down and restart it. But mind you, we've had 2 or 3 start dates so far. It'd be interesting to see when that happens. But it's a great place to be down here.
Now, I'm surprised that we were able to do a pre-show preview, Vossi, with the amount of people that have come up to the caravan to have a chat with you already.
Yeah, no, look, it'll be a bit like when we go down to Sereno. I know we've got the Toe Punch Shield in a few weeks, which that's probably 5 or 6 weeks away, and I know, I'm sure you'll be having a lot of people to talk to down there, AJ. So my home territory, your home territory at Sereno. So
but that's probably me going to speak to them, unlike people coming to speak to you, Vossi.
Oh, I know where to go. I know where it's at, AJ.
And we've just seen that the reserves game has finished up. See Mornington running out convincing winners. There's another one. There's a couple more just wandering up. So seeing that Michael Voss is in the broadcasting van. He's back. He's got a smile on his face at the home of Michael Voss. You're excited, aren't you? You're pumped for the call tonight, Vossi.
I love getting down here. I've got to say, you can. Like I sat at home, I was watching the AFL today. I left a little bit later and come down here and know a lot of people, and it's a good crowd in attendance now. Great place to be, AJ. Wouldn't be anywhere else on a Saturday night at this time of the year, that's for sure.
Now let's take another break before we get into the senior game that we're all waiting for, Vossi. It's going to be a great game. Let's have a look at our station sponsors.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts, from juicy steaks and roasts to high-grade mince and sausages. And Eliza Meats are the gourmet specialists. Inquire about Eliza Meats Spit Hire. Phone 9787 4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. It's all at Eliza Meats. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Established in 1988, Progress Signs has been servicing the local community for 30 years. Located on the Mornington Peninsula, they are the #1 destination for all your signage needs, specialising in a variety of signage from vehicles to shop fronts, occasional and corporate events, short-term, long-term, and everything in between. If it's signs you need, be it large or small, Progress Signs is the place to call. Available 24/7 at progress-signs.com.au or call the team on 5975 9188. Thinking signs? Think Progress Signs, a station sponsor. Jones Lapino Real Estate, located on Wilson's Road, are Mornington Peninsula's boutique real estate professionals, offering premium service in sales, auctions, investment property management, and holiday leasing across the Mornington Peninsula. Contact Jones Lapino for the very best in client experience on 5975 5593 or visit joneslapino.com.au, a station sponsor.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Dreaming of a cold beer poured straight from the tap? Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, located on Watt Road in Mornington, is open Wednesday to Sunday, offering craft beers and spirits produced on site, with local wines and cocktails also available. Come down and enjoy one of their famous wood-fired pizzas in the beer garden. A local taste experience. Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, the spirit of local. tarbarrel.com.au, a station sponsor.
And welcome back. You're watching us on the RPPFM footy coverage from Alexandra Park here in Mornington. Pre-game show, getting ready for the big clash between Mornington and Rye, which is roughly about 15 minutes away. And Vossi, just in this last game, and I know this is something very close to your heart, we saw the effect of the lack of umpires we're seeing in the various leagues around the state at the moment, with a couple of fill-ins officiating in that reserves game. So situation doesn't look like it's improved so far.
No, if you're looking to umpire a game of football in the SUA or any of the umpiring bodies will certainly take you on board, because there lack of numbers right across the board. It's disappointing, but it's the way we're at the moment. Yes, it is very close to my heart in terms of the family sort of having a great involvement. And now my niece did the first PFL game today. She did the Northern Bullheads Collingwood game today. Very disappointing. We did speak to Travis Rains this morning, who's part of the Peninsula Raiders Footy Club, and he was actually umpiring. He was doing the seconds down at Sorrento. He's an ex-Frankston Bombers boy, and umpiring down at Sorrento today. But, disappointing where we're at with numbers, and let's hope that we can get a few more in throughout the year, because I just don't want to. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I just don't want to see an incident where you sort of get there later in the year and you've got, say, I don't know, you got third playing fourth for a double chance or something. You get two people out there, and all of a sudden you get there's bias happening or anything like that. And I'm not saying any club would do it, but I'm just saying there's supporters out there that probably would say if they were on the losing end that the other club was biased. So let's hope we get the umpires out there, and let's hope we can really get them out there and give them a hand, because right now they're really struggling, and let's hope we can get a few more into the doors for them.
Yeah, it's certainly been a bit of an issue for not only our league but also a number of leagues around Victoria post the last couple of years with the lack of umpiring numbers. But we've got the full count of umpires for tonight's game, and it's roughly about 11 minutes or so from the first bounce, and I think the Mornington side is out on the field and warming up, AJ.
Yeah, and they're in the white strip, Bossy. Not going the home strip, or is this what they wear predominantly now?
This is what I pretty much see them in now. So they're out there. They're warming up down at the Hampton Street or the old Simon Ducey scoreboard end of the ground, or the new nets down there. You can go down there and you can see a Voss cricket net down there, AJ. If you really want to go down there. So.
Is there anything here that isn't named after you, Michael?
It's been a big part of my life, you know that. So
absolutely. As we see the Rye Footy Club enter the arena with Tieran Head leading them out. Both sides look to have a lot of youth, and looks like we're going to probably have a fast game tonight, I reckon, Vossi.
Yeah, look, let's hope we get a high standard game. I'm just looking at the lights. It's not full on dark yet, but it's not taking huge effect. Let's hope the lights sort of maybe just pump them up a little bit more, and hopefully we can get a good atmosphere here tonight. The crowd's certainly building up around the pavilion here, and let's hope that we see a really good game of football.
Guys, just butting in quickly, the Collingwood West Coast game. Collingwood 15 minutes into the third quarter, 8-8-56. West Coast 7-2-44.
So they've hit the front, Collingwood. They're clearly the stronger side at the moment. Obviously West Coast have been heavily affected with COVID and other injuries, Vossi, but
they suck anyhow, eh?
well, if you want to go with that, then we'll go with it.
No, I honestly believe they've got a few good players here, but to me they haven't got young blokes here. Outside of Oscar Allen, they don't really have a lot of young players coming up to sort of take over from your Shannon Earns and your Josh Kennedys and these sort of guys. And I think West Coast within 2 years will probably be down the bottom of the ladder. So this year, probably next year, they'll be bottoming out very soon, I would imagine.
And Vossi and AJ, just I guess that happens with some teams. They'll win a flag, and for whatever reason, they just fall away. You didn't see Richmond do it. You didn't see Hawthorn do it when they went on their run. But West Coast just haven't seemed to be able to recapture any of that premiership form, and it was only a few years ago.
2018 it was, so just, 60-odd games ago for them.
Well, I think the fact is that, like Vossi alluded to, the list is, it's ageing, isn't it? You've got Kennedy and Hearn both probably 34. Nat Nui would be over 30, who's had his battles with injury. Tim Kelly always seems to pick up injuries at certain times. Same as
Luke Shuey.
Yeah, Luke Shuey, is always a chance to do a string most games. So I think they need to start getting the games into guys like Harry Edwards down back. I think it's Luke Edwards, Tyson Edwards, young fella.
Bailey Williams, Jacko Williams, of course, a great Jacko Williams, played at the Pines Footy Club.
Yeah,
played Rye as well.
So these sort of guys really need to get a chance at it. And I think you'll see that the fact is that they play in WA and they're always going to pick up wins there, but I think their problem is just coming over and playing against stronger Melbourne-based clubs who are, in their cycle at the moment that'll beat them over here.
Yeah, no, they're not having a good run at the moment. The umpires just making their way out on the ground for this big game tonight.
Gentlemen, we might just mention our match day partners. Battery World Mornington, of course, our match of the day sponsor. Our scoreboard updates throughout the evening for Premier Traditional Homes. Best on Ground, which you gentlemen will be judging at the end of the game.
Apparently that's already been given out last night by Pete Suss. That's going to his house. Lockie Susovich is an absolute Monty to get it.
He played well.
We're not having what we had last year, Suss. We're not putting up with the same to what we put up with last year when we gave it to your son at Seaford last year. We're not putting up with that.
Well, anyway, the Jones Alpino Real Estate of Mornington Best on Ground will be judged at the end of the game. And, of course, the mark of the day is for Bridgestone Select Mornington. We thank all our wonderful sponsors who've joined us this year for our footy coverage.
Just looking out in the middle now, Riley Welsh is going to play his first game for Mornington, doing some ruck work there. I think he's going to be a big key to Mornington getting the job done, if they are successful in getting the job done tonight, going up against the young Dakota Thompson-Irwin, as we mentioned before, that Rye have lost a bit of experience in the height department. So I think that'll be a big key to them. Also, I think Tieran Head could play a big role tonight for Rye, playing out in the wing. I think on a small ground like this, he is very damaging in front of goals when he gets the chance, and I think he can probably kick some from outside 50 and really give Rye the ascendancy. And I think by the looks of it, Adam Kirkwood might play up forward and play a big role with a big body, Vossi.
Yeah, look, those the big body, he suffered a bit of the calves were a bit of a problem for him last year. But Tieran Head, you mentioned, had a very good career so far, and you mentioned he might be on the wing. Well, he'll float forward, he'll float back, he'll do whatever he wants to do.
Well, he'll be named on the wing, Vossi, but he doesn't play anywhere that he's named.
Well, he'll go forward and kick goals. He'll go back and help the defence if he has to. So either way, he's going to be involved in the game, whichever way you look at it, with whoever's dominating the game.
Absolutely. We're not too far away from the start here at the Michael Voss Arena. It's great to see now that the sun has gone down. It's got darker. The lights are taking full effect, and it's got the feeling of that night game atmosphere now, Vossi, doesn't it? You're looking out onto we'll go with the Michael Voss hill on the Michael Voss wing in the Michael Voss caravan for the Michael Voss radio station, I reckon.
Yeah, no, look, it's a good crowded attendance. People just flocked right around the ground, and a few of them in their cars. We're drinking a few froths tonight. It's going to be a good night at the football, and we're just about to get underway, AJ.
Absolutely. And it's good to see a number of kids out there on the oval playing a bit of footy, and they've obviously had a tough couple of years, Vossi and Craigo there, that they've been away from their friends, but it's a good night to come and catch up with school holidays now and come down and watch some community sport.
Yeah, it's just great to have football back, and hopefully we can have a decent run at it this year, and we can have a play to conclusion, and the Super Rules kicks off tomorrow for the Peninsula Raiders as well, and Mornington kicking off tonight, so it's a big 24 hours in the town of Mornington, AJ.
Oh, and you're all over it.
Gentlemen, this is a very unique ground too, because it's right in the heart of Mornington, isn't it? It's not in a reserve out in the back blocks of the suburb. It's actually right in the heart of the main street area, which is fantastic, which allows people to come and see.
I think that's why a night game or night games at Mornington work.
Yep.
Because the fact that you are in the heart of town, people can come down. They don't have to drive. They can be dropped off. They can catch up with people who they haven't seen for months, or it could be years. But then if they do want to go on and head into town and things like that, it's only a short walk. So I think what Mornington have done, and for the Mpnfl, like moving forward, we spoke with Hayden O'Connor last night and Goose and the players were pumped. You could see it in their eyes that playing a night game here at Mornington was something that they were happy to do, not just it wasn't put on them. So I think it's great, and I think it, like I said, it brings in the crowd and guys who are friends with the people playing, who may play at other clubs, but they're able to come down and watch the game.
Well, the weather's still pretty good. It looked a little bit threatening earlier on, but it looks like any sort of threat of any showers is blown away. We should be in for a great game.
And I reckon Michael Voss is going to do the first call. I reckon I can't take it off him tonight, especially at the Michael Voss Stadium that we'll go with. Can you imagine when the new pavilions put up, the signage that's going to go on there, the Michael Voss Pavilion?
I probably doubt that, AJ, but thank you for the sentiment. I do appreciate it. But yeah, we are just about to get underway. These two sides have sat back while there was 4 games played last week. There was 5 games played today. And these two sides finally get their season underway. It's Mornington minus Jackson Calder, minus 70 goals. How are they going to kick their goals? Time will tell. And once this new pavilion goes up, it's been delayed for a couple of years, but hopefully it'll start in a few months' time. Well, hopefully from Mick Bunderley, actually. I believe he's coming in at half time. But we're just about to get underway here with the umpire just doing a last-minute stretch and just making sure that the umpires down the respective ends are ready to go. The goal umpires just having a final scan of the ground, making sure everyone's off the ground, and we will be underway. And crowd certainly has built up in the last 20 minutes or so here at Alexandra Park.
So it looks like Rye are starting 2 on the wing here, Vossi, on our closest side. Matty McIndoe's come up from centre half forward, and he's going to push behind the stoppage straight away.
Yeah, so he'll look to get himself involved in the game. The fact that he doesn't have an immediate opponent there on his wing as well. There's 2 on 1 out here on this broadcast wing. The umpire's just about ready to throw the ball up, and here we go. These two sides kick off their Division 2 season. Can one of these two sides get a win tonight and make a bit of a run this season? McIndoe came in, got the ball out, quick kick forward for right towards centre half forward, going down towards the Safeway or the Woolworths end of the ground in the first quarter. Clearing kick for Mornington out towards centre wing. And the mark has been taken there, and it's been taken by Daniel House. Defensive side of centre wing. He will go with a left foot kick, and that's a beautiful kick, and the mark has been taken. And it's been taken there by Matthew Kane, who's got it right in front of where we're broadcasting this evening. Kick inside, attacking 50. Off the pack, hand pass over the top. A high kick for Rye down towards centre wing. Going back and taking the mark, or should have taken the mark there on that occasion, was Susseris. The president's son didn't do the right thing there. He thought he was under a little bit more pressure than what he actually was. The umpire's given a free kick. And the umpire's given a free kick. He's given it back to... No, he hasn't given it to Susevich. He's given it to...
Adrian Speedy.
He's given it to Speedy, who... Been to Mornington, been to Somerville himself. Down towards centre wing goes the kick. In there and trying to get the ball out was House. He tried to charge through the pack. That's holding the ball. And Rye will take the free kick at the half-back line.
Zach Jennings getting the free kick there. As you mentioned, Vossi on the back line. Tyrion Head getting the little cheapy running pass. He handballs that off as that's come back towards us here. Going along the boundary side was Dylan Allen. He sold his partner in Matty Hill into trouble. And that'll go across the boundary line. We'll get a throw in right in front of us.
2 minutes played in the opening quarter, no score. Premier Traditional Home scoreboard as we the Battery World match of the day. Mornington playing Rye this evening. Hope you can stay with us right throughout the evening. We'll keep you updated with what's happening in other leagues elsewhere. Namely 2 games, one in Melbourne, one in Perth tonight. We'll keep you updated on that as well throughout the evening. But here at Mornington, ball up again. It's about the 4th ball up we've had so far. As the ball is thrown up by the umpire. Knocked down to Speedy. Gets the ball out. Quick kick forward towards attacking 50. No mark taken. Ball on the ground. Northover and the ball. A chance now for Rye to pick up the ball. It's a free kick or a sling tackle, I think. And there's a free kick and an advantage free kick, and it'll go to Hampton. He goes long for Rye towards half forward. Good, strong overhead mark taken at attacking 50 there for the Rye side. It's taken by that man who's come back to the club in Andrew Dean, AJ.
That's a great grab first up, Vossi, against the couple there. It'll be a great start for Rye to get the first one on the board through Andrew Dean, who has come back in a leadership role. He's generally a pretty good kick for goal. Just outside 50. We know it's pretty small ground here.
Bridgestone select Mornington contender, that one.
In he comes. Goes on a bit of an arc. That looks like he's pushed it wide down to the pocket. There's a big fly there, and it hasn't even scored. Mornington looked to clear along the far side. It's a bit slippery early. Rye have got the turnover. Close in handball. Adrian Speedy gets it from Mornington. Mornington will look to switch the play. A pretty dangerous kick. Looked like to be hands in the back there. Rye should have got the free kick to Zach Jennings, but we'll get a ball up.
For mine, Harrison de Kluver didn't do enough there. He needed to get involved in that contest, help his mate out, because it was a one-on-one, and it was a one-on-one. Rye were always going to win, but de Kluver came at the end, but managed to ball the ball up. But Mornington should have really got that away.
The intensity's been up already, Vossi, in this game. First game of the year for both clubs. As the umpire throws it back up. Good body work by Thompson Irwin. It's pretty scrappy along the ground. Get a quick kick there by Adrian Speedy. Just hack forward. Strickland pushed under. And a great mark there to de Kluver. It is. He'll go looking towards the Mornington forward line. Hands off the pack. And Matt McIndoe's got himself back into the back line. He'll get a clearing kick and find Zach Jennings close to the boundary line. He'll look to go back towards Tyrion Head. We mentioned that he's an everywhere man, Vossi. He's got it in the back pocket. Comes back towards this side. To the man in Campbell Robbins. Haven't moved too far forward, but he's going to bomb it long. Up to the wing position. Nick Strickland's going to fly. In the end, pretty uncontested mark. He'll look to roll and go on his right side. Put the ball forward, looking for Andrew Dean, who's going to get the free kick there. Defender just panicked a bit. I think it was Lockie Susovic. Just panicked a bit there, Vossi, when it was the one-on-one. Big frame, Andrew Dean for his size. And he'll look to go back and slot the goal for Rye.
And Andrew Dean, he put himself in the right position there, and he knew he had his opponent in trouble. And this should be a goal from 35 metres out directly in front. He goes back, he has the shot, and he misses. He really rushed that, and he just could have just taken a little bit more care of that one, AJ.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Vossi. Usually a pretty good set shot, Andrew Dean. But like you said, he did rush that. I would have liked him just to relax a bit, take a bit of time. The game's been played at a pretty frantic pace already. As Mornington bring the ball back in. The Woolworths end, it's just bombed out towards the defensive half for Mornington, and this will be another ball up. We've seen a number of ball ups already like we did last weekend, Vossi.
Yeah, both sides in the feeling out each other sort of stage early, with both sides looking to get that early advantage. Ball up to take place on centre wing. Just attacking side off for Rye. The umpire letting play go on, and now going to come in and call for a ball up. It's great to see so many people here tonight. It's people are happy. People are just sitting here. It's not too cold. Just a night at the football. Been few and far between in the last couple of years, but just great to see so many people here and enjoying themselves in what promises to be a good game this evening, as Kirkwood takes that ball over the line for Rye and over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Riley Welch has started the game really well in the ruck for Mornington against Thompson Irwin. And we've got a clearance to Mornington, who hit up the forwards, but that's a little wide. And that was escorted out in front of Lewis Barber for Ryan. We'll get another throw in. So the ball goes in. The young fella gives it a nice heave-ho. Thompson Irwin gets the tap out. It looks like they've made the change there with Matthew North doing the ruck work in the forward line. The ball's hit out towards Kirkwood. Just thrown onto the boot. Zach Jennings just plays it through his legs looking for Kirkwood, but he escorts it over the line. And we'll get another throw in.
Rye one behind, Mornington yet to score. It played 7.5 minutes in the opening quarter. Premier Traditional Home Scoreboard. This is the Battery World Match of the day. Live on RDP as a quick kick goes inside, attacking 50 for Mornington. Still looking for our first goal of the game. A hand pass over the top, looking at attacking 50 for a teammate, but not to be. Rye will clear the ball out, but it goes straight out of bounds, and it fell off the chair there. Goes out of bounds on the full. So Mornington will take the free kick, and it will be Tyler Hobson, who takes the free kick and gets the ball over. And Mornington looking to switch out towards the Bays Hospital side of the ground. He goes high with a long kick inside attacking 50. The pack of players go up, not to be. Ball on the ground. Good tackle applied, and the umpire says that's holding the ball. And Rye holding up well in defence so far, AJ.
Yeah, I think both sides have held up really well in defence. They've both looked to switch the ball to get out of their back line. And I thought that was the best ball movement so far from Mornington switching the play. As Barber goes along that outside wing to a 3-on-1 contest, Mornington get the crumbs. It's going to be booted long down deep into the forward line as a pack forms. Barber picks the crumb up. He's tackled. Well, look pretty close to being holding the ball there, Vossi. Looked like he almost dropped it.
Yeah, could have just about been a free kick, but Rye just maintaining the knowing where they were. They just got the ball safely over the line for a point. So Mornington 1 point, Rye 1 point. We played 9 minutes or 8 minutes in the opening quarter.
As Nick Strickland brings it in, heading out towards the base side. That's spoiled from Mornington, and we'll get another throw in. It must be us, Vossi, because both games we've done so far, it's just been throw in and ball up after ball up.
Bit of a different game, obviously. It's night game this week, but last week was very windy. We won't see the wind nearly as affecting as much as what it did last week.
And we'll get another throw in here on the Simon Goosey scoreboard side, just in front of that. The ball's thrown in. Riley Welsh doing the ruck work for Mornington. I've mentioned he's been on fire already. Campbell Robbins scrubbing the ball forward, putting it out in front of Tom Hughes, who picks up the ball clean, but he turns it over. Mornington looked to drive that deep inside forward 50. Strickland looked like he got his opponent in the back, but Rye been able to rush that. No, they've given a trip. Below the knee contact there, Vossi. The umpire's given that one.
So Mornington with the opportunity to get the first goal of the game. Tucked up in the forward pocket.
Matthew North going to take the free kick here. And he wheels around. And he sprayed that.
Out of bounds on the full the other side.
Tieran Head's going to take the free kick here for Rye. And he's picked up a crutch, and he's got the crowd to hurry up and get the ball for him. And he's been pretty prominent early, Vossi, Tieran Head.
He's a quality player, has been for a number of years as he goes outside defensive 50. No mark taken. Ball right in front of where we're broadcasting this evening as the mark was taken there for Mornington, but played on might not have been 15 metres. Didn't give the umpire a chance to give that a mark. Just thought it might not have been, so he continued to play on, but now the ball's locked up between wing and half forward here for the Mornington side, going to the Hampton Street into the ground in the opening quarter. This evening as the ball knocked down for Mornington, they gained 15 metres. Going into trying to get the ball out there on that occasion was the player there in Ducey, the William variety. A quick kick down the line for Rye down towards a 2-on-2 contest. Dean went up, couldn't take the mark. In fact, it wasn't Dean. It was Garner who went up, and the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. And tell you what, those interchange benches, they're quite large, aren't they?
They are. They've grown probably at the request of Simon Goosey. Or did you have something to do with it, Vossi?
No, I think you could probably say that you could safely get some big players in there, but I certainly probably don't need them that big, but nevertheless.
They got the clearance, and that's gone inside 50 for Mornington. Tieran Head leads the race back. He tries to play it in front of himself, but he's played it right in front of the Mornington forwards, and they've kicked the goal off the ground, and they'll get the first goal on the board, Vossi.
They do indeed, and I'm just looking to see who's kicked that goal. But Mornington's got the first on the board this evening, 1-1-7, and Rye are one behind 1 point. That is on the Premier Traditional Homes scoreboard.
Just an update, guys, in that Collingwood West Coast game, 3-quarter time. Collingwood 9-10-64, West Coast 9-3-57.
And I think it was William Ducey who socked that one through. So he gets the first goal of the game for the Bulldogs this evening as the ball back to the middle.
Riley Welsh has been dominant in the middle so far, Vossi. He gets another tap out there. Mornington look to get the clearance. They play the ball back. Welsh gets his crumb. O'Connor there scrubs one over to the defensive centre half back position. Kalen Bird picks the ball up. He's tackled there by Tom Hughes in the back. He'll get a free kick, and Mornington will look to go inside forward 50 once again.
They certainly will, as
Bird rolls onto his left foot. He drives it long, looking for a target there and getting it. And the player in Josh Brown taking a great contested mark in front of two. And he'll line up, especially on a smaller ground like this, Vossi. Well in range.
Bridgestone select Mornington contender for the mark of the evening, as Mornington looking to get their second goal on the board, as the shot to take place just inside the boundary line, right half forward flank. Just interesting the way he's going about that, throwing the ball above his head 3 times as he came in. It's a terrible kick. Probably got himself a little bit giddy there as he tried to do that. Kicked the ball forward, and that is going to be a free kick. It'll go to Ryan. They will clear up from the right fullback area. The score being 1-1. Plays one behind. Short pass needed to be good. Mark has been taken, and it's been taken there by the player in Barnes for the right side. He goes out towards the scoreboard side of the ground. The mark is taken. Yeah, probably in the darkest spot on the ground, actually. It's quite dark over that other side, just off the scoreboard. Long kick down towards centre wing. And the umpire has said it is going to be a free kick or a mark. Take your pick. It's a kick to Mornington. They will load up and go towards half forward, and they look to go back inside attacking 50. It's Mornington by 6 points, 15 minutes in the opening quarter.
And Mornington look to drive it forward. Tyrion Head there contests with another opponent, but Barber has given away the free kick for a block. And William Goosey's going to line up for his second in about 2 minutes. It's just a panic there from Barber. They had the outnumber with Tyrion going back in prime position.
Going back to about 2001 here, where Simon Ducey was prevalent here at Alexandra Park. Goosey coaching, his son playing, and he's kicked 2 goals. William Ducey and Mornington have kicked 2. They are 2-1-13. Rye 1 behind. We've played 15 and a half minutes on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard.
Rye really fell down on that far wing, haven't they, Vossi? They've turned it over a number of times, you know, sort of bombing the ball out of their defensive 50, and they just haven't got that, you know, big centre-half forward presence at the moment. With Kirkwood playing deep alongside Andrew Dean, they just haven't got that target worked out. I think, you know, Matty McIndoe probably needs to be that player, but he's gone into the ruck to give Thompson Irwin a chop out. As Riley Welsh gets another tap out there. As Mornington get the centre clearance, Adrian Speedy puts the ball inside forward 50. Tyrion Head was claiming the mark, but the player there for Mornington in Matthew Kane has got the crumb, and he's gold.
It was too easy, that one, wasn't it?
I think, there's a couple of instances now that Rye have just dropped crucial marks deep inside forward 50, and Mornington have been able to take the ascendancy and get their third on the board. They are 3-1-19, playing Rye 1 behind on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. 16 minutes and 38 seconds have gone in the first quarter.
And all of a sudden, goals have started to hit the scoreboard here at Alexandra Park as the ball is back in the middle. Rye looking to get on the board as a long kick goes towards full forward, and a good effort at a mark there for Mornington. Not quite marked on that occasion now. Knocking the ball forward, trying to get the ball out of trouble. It's a quick snap. There's a free kick, in fact. And the free kick is going to go to Mornington by the look of it. And I reckon it is going down there in defence. It's going full back in actual fact. So they will clear out towards the left wing, the Bays Hospital wing here at Alexandra Park, as the ball knocked forward and a hand pass trying to get the ball to the open man. They still work their way inside attacking 50. They just buffed the ball forward. Mornington, they did well there to gain themselves probably 25 metres. They lost control of the ball and managed to get the ball inside into a dangerous area, but there's a free kick and it's going to go here to Ryan. They will clear it half back through Barber.
And you mentioned the dark side over there, Vossi. It's pretty hard to pick up who's got the ball over there, but Jared Richards has got it for Rye now on the back flank, just in front of the Simon Goosey scoreboard. He's going to go down the Bays wing. And that's kicked all the way down to Andrew Dean, who presents up outside the forward 50. Pretty scrappy at the moment, and that's been escorted out by Jet Tomlinson over the line, and we'll get another throw in.
Of course, that wellness centre going across, that'll be the other thing that's being built across there, the cancer centre across the other side of the road, which will be a fantastic addition to the area.
As Rye look to get the clearance, and they're giving away a free kick here. Rye, Adrian Speedy's got it for Mornington. He looks to switch the play. He's come towards the clubroom side. That's a great defensive kick out towards Tyler Hobson. He's going to just poke it over the top, looking for the cleaver, but he's being called out of it. Mornington now have it just in front of our commentary position. Bird has the ball, and he wheels onto his left foot. He goes into the hot spot there for Mornington forwards. And get another crumb. It's going to be a behind. They've been really good on the ground so far, Vossi. They've taken the majority of their chances, and that's a pretty big miss there because he was out there.
William Ducey's dirty on himself. He had the chance. He turned around. He had the open goal at his mercy there. He snapped it and he kicked it straight across the side of his body, which created the point rather than the open goal for Mornington. It's Mornington on to 3-2-20. Rye one behind. We are just about to hit time on in the opening quarter here at Alexandra Park. As Rye look to clear, they will get the ball out towards half-back. They're looking to find themselves an open goal before quarter time, but we've hit time on. They haven't hit the scoreboard as yet. Andrew Dean, their only score so far, which was a behind. There's a quick kick across the broadcast side, and the mark has been taken by House. He plays on. A high kick, go get that one. Although, I'll tell you what, Andrew Dean just sat there and just let his opponent get that one, and I'm surprised because it was a poor kick by House. It was too high, but it made it into an easy contest considering Dean basically didn't go up with that mark, AJ.
Yeah, there was a pretty disappointing effort from Dean there, especially with him being in a leadership position and the side being 3 goals down. He really needs to assert himself on the contest. So we can see the ruckman doing work there. It's clearance there from Hill. He's been put down after the play. It'll be a down the field free kick taken by Campbell Robbins for Rye, and he'll look to put it long inside the Rye forward 50, who need to get on the board pretty soon. Vossi, as you mentioned, heading into time on, and that's a turnover. Mornington are going to get a free kick here. Oh, they've given it away. Looked like it was going to be a in the back free kick to Mornington, but the umpire's paid holding the ball. Campbell Robbins is going to take the free kick. Looked like he would try and fix up his poor mistake from before. It's going to be a contest at the top of the goal square. Kirkwood comes through, busting through. He can't get the clear. Just riding the bump there is the Mornington defender, but he's kicked the ball into a dangerous position, and Matty Hill standing there all on his lonesome is going to line up for Rye's first goal at the 21-minute mark of the first quarter.
And to say they need this is an understatement. In the AFL, it's Collingwood up by 7 points in the last quarter of the game against West Coast. Three points. 3 points up, I've just been told.
Big kick this from Hill. Vossi, this needs to go through. Looks like it's going to come back. No, he's just hung it out to the left for a behind. Rye move on to 2 points. I think Andrew Dean's second miss is the biggest, Vossi, isn't it? And that was a bit of a tempo killer because they had the ball in the forward line for a number of minutes and they looked really damaging, but it's given Mornington the ascendancy with Will Goosey kicking a couple in quick succession.
Yeah, he's got himself into the game, William Ducey, and he could have kicked 3 actually. He missed one before, which was a very gettable opportunity, but all goes over the line for a boundary throw in right near the centre wing area here. Mornington up by 18 points at the 22.5-minute mark in the opening quarter. This is the Battery World of Mornington Match of the Day live on RD2 PFM. Hope you can stay with us throughout the evening. Mornington looking to get a quick kick away. Couldn't get House as the ball is put on the boot and a high kick towards half forward. No mark taken, ball on the ground. Still an opportunity for Mornington to try and clear. They get the hand pass, but it's cut off. An opportunity for Rye, a high kick towards a one-on-one contest at the top of the goal square. going up but not taking the mark. There was Dean. Ball falls to ground. Mornington should clear. They do. They look to run out of defence, and they're looking to spread, and they're just all running up. They're swarming in numbers here. Mornington, can they make the most of it? That's a very good kick. It's a very good kick. The mark has been taken, and I believe that is taken in the pocket. I think it's by Kane over there who's got that one in the left forward pocket. He'll kick from about 35 metres out from goal. He's tucked right up on the boundary line, and know that spot. I'll run a few laps around that spot, AJ. So he's definitely up against the boundary line. He has a shot. He pulls it through for a behind. Mornington 3-3-21. Rye 2 behinds. We've played 23.5 minutes on the Premier Traditional Homes scoreboard.
Bit of an injury update, Vossi, for Rye. Kalani Ryan coming off clutching at his collarbone. So that's a big injury in the first quarter, in the first week of the competition for Rye, whereas we can see that Adam Kirkwood's taking the mark, and I think this needs to be his role. He needs to hit up and be that presenting player coming out of the forward 50 up into the wing, but he gets himself into a bit of trouble there. All alone there is Nick Strickland. He'll look across the ground to switch, but he's going to have to go back down that side of the wing. Great spoil there from Mornington, right in front of the Simon Goosey scoreboard. It's a tough contest. We're going to get another ball in. I think Andrew Dean's been looking very dangerous when it's one-on-one, so Rye need to get it into him a bit quicker, Vossi, and take that advantage out, whereas Mornington look terrific when they're streaming in numbers from the back line. So whether Andrew Dean goes for it and then he has a little crumb below him, that's where I think they need that.
Free kick. And free kick to Rye. Full back. And free kick to Strickland. Goes in short. Can they get a goal before quarter time? It played 25 minutes in the opening quarter. Mornington have kicked the only three. They've got an opportunity here, right? Can they get the ball quickly inside their attacking 50? Going back. Almost a mark there for Mornington. There's still an opportunity for Rye about 20 metres out from the goal they're attacking. They can't quite get the ball out, and the umpire says I'm going to ball it up.
Oh, he's given a free kick. You're holding the ball here, Vossi.
I totally lost the umpire there, AJ, so you actually stunned me with that one, because I thought it was going to be a ball up, but a bit with the other side of the ground, you can lose people out there on a night like this when the lights aren't.
Young Finn Clark, who's moved over from Sereno, is going to have a shot at his first senior goal. He's pushed that one to the right. And it'll be a behind there for Wright. They move on to 3 behinds. As we can see, Adam Kelly's Facebook message, Craigo.
Short pass has been dreaming about you, Craigo, has he? Or what's going on there?
And the siren sounds for quarter time here at the Michael Voss Arena. Mornington lead 3-3-21 to Rye 3 behinds. Vossi, what have been your thoughts so far in the first quarter here?
Look, Mornington, when they get the ball in their defence, they just run, they spread, they just follow it up, they run all the way down. They managed to, the middle part of the quarter, we hadn't had a goal then. I think the 3 goals were kicked in about 5 minutes, but still no goals to Rye, but Mornington an 18-point lead and a good start for them with William Goosey dominating the scoreboard, kicking 2 goals early on.
Riley Welsh has been dominant in the ruck, and I think it's all started from him in the middle.
Yeah, look, Rye are just getting the ball and they're just bombing it at the moment. They're not trying to maybe just have a lead-up player. They're just trying to bomb it in and take the big contested mark, whereas just play a bit smarter. Mornington played a bit smarter in those 5-minute period and got the 3 goals, and Rye just need to be a little bit cleaner with their disposal, I think.
Well, I really like Mornington's attack from half-back. Goose said that they were really going to concentrate on playing with quick pace from the back line, Vossi, and it's shown already with the transition. They've been able to get it deep and long inside forward 50. They've created a contest, and William Goosey's been able to get a couple off the ground, and he's got his side a lead here at quarter time by 3 goals. As I mentioned, 3-3-21 Mornington, Rye 3 behinds on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. And it's great to see a number of people out in the middle listening to the quarter-time huddle, Fossey.
Yeah, it's or if you're a kid out there, or big kids alike, just get out there and have a kick of the footy. It's great to see. And we've had a really bad couple of years, but it's just great to see people out there enjoying themselves and enjoying a night at the football, which we haven't had for a while.
And for everybody following our coverage tonight, we're only on Facebook and our streaming services. And Vossi, Collingwood have actually lost that lead in that game at Marvel.
Oh, wow.
West Coast 11-3-69, 15 minutes in to Collingwood's 9-12-66.
Vossi, we're just seeing up on the screen now from Nick Gray, Mpnfl matches around every Saturday night at Frankston Park, which was suggested by Simon Goosey on the...
You're right what you said earlier, AJ.
On the footy show, and it's the next step the comp needs to take. What do you think about that, mate?
Sorry, I totally lost your train of thought. Sorry, every Saturday night at Frankston Park. Yeah, well, look, why not have... maybe up until about the first or second week of May, maybe, and then maybe start it again, maybe the last month of the season or something. But middle of winter is a little bit of a different thing. You don't want to be out 8 o'clock at night supporting your team and freezing cold 10-degree night. But if the weather's good enough and you just pick the times, pick the right weather, why not?
Yeah, and even a Friday night. If the Dolphins are playing at home on a Saturday, and you know the seniors play on the Friday night, maybe, but that may clash with their games at times. But whether it's not just Frankston Park, but it's great to play in front of your home crowd on your home deck, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. And like I said, you haven't had that many opportunities to do that over the last 2 years. Well, 2020 there was no opportunities to do it because the whole season was cancelled. But yeah, no, look, just people enjoying themselves out there. But I do like Nick Gray's comment there. But I would further that and just say perhaps just pick your moments, pick your times, and you can do it. But I wouldn't want to be doing it, say, 3rd or 4th week of June, put it that way.
Yeah, and I think you'd really need to make sure that the home side for that week is looked after, because we've seen that the last few years have been tough for home clubs and generating revenue. So yeah, it'd have to be an advantage for that home club to move to Frankston. But yeah, like I said, if you've got the lights to do it, we should be doing it most weeks. And I agree with you, Vossi, probably not right in the middle of winter, but if we can schedule in early, and it's been a bit like the Thursday night stuff in the AFL, it's been great. Realistically, I think with that, they're professional athletes, so it shouldn't matter when they're playing, to be honest. It's their job. It's not like they have to do anything during the week. They've got time to recover, and to be honest, the game's going towards being a TV spectacle, isn't it? So
well, look, I think you're right. Tonight's fantastic, and it's great to see the big crowds out. That's something very unique to the game, is the crowds getting on the field at the breaks to listen to see what's happening in the team talks, and they haven't had a chance to do that. And I think you're right, AJ, the financial impact on clubs has been massive over the last 2 years, and they'd be wanting to get every game they can at home, particularly this year.
Adam Kirkwood, the coach of Rye. Vossi, what do you think he said out there in the middle?
Look, I don't think Adam Kirkwood would necessarily be disappointed the way they went about it. They got plenty of the ball. I think they just need to be a bit smarter. Like I said, maybe instead of just bombing the ball into a one-on-one, I think they've just got to try and hit the lead-up player and just really open up the Mornington defence that way, because I think Mornington really liking the ball kicked high, and if the ball isn't marked, Mornington are clearing it easily. Yeah,
totally agree with you there, Vossi. I think the times that Andrew Deans look comfortable forward is that when he is one-on-one, and they do kick that, I guess it's a rush ball inside forward 50 when he's got the one-on-one. He looks to be too strong for his opponent, and his opponent had given away an easy free kick when he just panicked. So I think what they need to do is just, if it's going to come in quick and bombed in, they need to just bring it to ground, and Rye Crummers need to probably lift their intensity around the ball and not allow Mornington to stream from the back 50. I think they need to really restrict Riley Welsh in the middle as well.
Well, Rye kicked 3 behinds, but they probably out of those 3 behinds, realistically they could arguably be 3 goals. Certainly at least 2 goals, but probably all 3. So an opportunity at the start of the second quarter to see if Rye can hit the scoreboard early. Mornington looking to maintain their form in that first quarter. They look very good going forward.
And for Premier Traditional Homes, Collingwood back in front at Marvel, up by 4 points, 19 minutes in to the final quarter.
Okay.
Looks like Peter Hampton's gone into the middle for Rye. Interesting that they've gone with 2 wings again here, Vossi.
They have, and Matty McInday didn't have as bigger impact as what I thought he might in that first quarter, considering he was the one that started without a man in the first quarter. As a long kick for Rye comes out towards the wing area, it's knocked away. Mornington player a strong tackle on that occasion. It's very dark over that other side of the ground. It's quite difficult to pick him up over there, even as we look across. A little bit better.
Tom Hughes has certainly worked his way into the game. He's presented up. He's taken 1 mark already, but he looked to have taken that again as the 2 ruckmen do battle. Welsh gets the tap out again. Too strong. Mornington have just flipped it back. They've been able to roll back to Adrian Speedy, who's taken the mark there on his back 50. He switched the play over to Jordan French, coming towards our commentating side. Really good run from Hobson. He drives it forward, looking for the Mornington forwards. Great pick up there. I think it was Halsell, but he's turned the ball over, and Barber's taken the mark for Rye on the defensive 50. He looks to switch the ball. He's gone over to Nick Strickland, who looks to come up the middle of the ground. That's a bit of a horrendous kick. That's going to be bomb long here from Rye towards Kirkwood McIndoe. Better body movement from Adam Kirkwood there. He's tracking the ball back. He's pretty happy to take it over the line, and it's gone out for a throw in. The umpire's given that all okay, Vossi.
The big calves have Adam Kirkwood working overtime there for Rye to try and get that ball before it went out, but not to be. Ball 50 metres out from the Rye goal, going to the Hampton Street into the ground, and this is the second quarter. The ball thrown back into play. Well, it might have been in the back there against Mornington, not to be. Taken by Speedy, gets a hand pass over, and now they're looking to knock the ball forward, and they do towards House, who gets it on the left foot. He goes towards half forward. Good mark. That's how you do it. You go up with one hand, or go up with one pair of mitts, and it just sticks in there. It just didn't give the defence an opportunity to punch that ball away. It's William Goosey.
That's the name again, Vossi. Goosey.
And he'd be loving this, Simon Ducey. He'd be thinking back to all those days. He'd be leading out to Singleton and Matons and Maniago and all these great names of the past as Goosey has the shot. He kicks the goal. He's got 3, William Goosey, channeling his father. What a player he was. 3 goals to him, 4 goals to Mornington. They're up by 4 goals early in the second quarter here, AJ.
It looks like West Coast are in front. 2 points ahead, Vossi. So can they hang on against Collingwood?
Oh, God. After what I said about West Coast, I'm sure I'll be reminded about that. But, yeah, interesting.
I'm just happy you've given me a comment on my question, because I've seen you just putting your arm up, just saluting the crowd, just saying, I'm back. I am back. As the ball's thrown up here.
The mayor is here.
Oh, it's thrown up. It's in the middle. Riley Welsh getting the clearance from Mornington. He's been dominant already. Corey Ash kicks it out wide. Mornington just retreat a little bit. Ash gets the ball back again. He looks to drive it long. Spoiling there is the Mornington player. They've got a shot on goal. And that's gone through for a sausage roll, Vossi. 5 goals on the board for Mornington already. Michael Voss is up and about, and he's just reading comments on Facebook about himself.
Oh, look, I just happened to see it. There, AJ. Matty Main, good on you, Matty. You're a good man.
You happened to see it. You gave me the hip and shoulder and pointed to the screen, Vossi.
Oh, look, better than being sitting in a rehab centre recovering.
It's great to have you here, mate. It's great to have you here.
Mornington doing it very well at the moment here on Saturday night football. Up by 30 points. And Rye just need to get a goal happening at the moment. They just can't find that loose man inside attacking 50 to try and get themselves a goal on the board. Quick kick down towards centre half forward, leading out, and a hand pass backwards. They're trying to go forward. They're going backwards to go forward. Now they sweep the play. Now they'll go forward with a high kick towards a 1-on-2 contest. If they can get the ball down in Mornington, they should be able to get to the line, and they do. Over the line for a boundary throw-in.
The big difference has been Mornington, even though they've bombed the ball long, it's been a lot flatter, so the forwards have been able to get their hands up and not having to compete against, 3-on-2 sort of scenarios, Vossi, whereas the Rye going forward, it's just been hacked in the air.
Yeah, look, I know they've got a couple of big forwards down there, Andrew Dean and Adam Kirkwood, but I just think they could probably just be a bit smarter, as I said, the way they go about it, because at the moment, the bottling the ball inside of 50 is absolutely doing Jack Diddley squat for them.
Thought you were going to drop one there, Vossi.
I know, you just learn to sort of control your words when you're near the edge, but you bring yourself back, AJ.
I thought you were going to say when you're as professional as you are.
Oh, we try.
Absolutely. It's like you said, mate, it's great to be here on a Saturday night with Mornington leading by 5 goals, and they look in control of this game so far, Vossi.
They really do, and they're going to sweep the ball out of trouble again. They're swarming forward. They're just creating the loose men and just chip the ball over the top with hands. Ball on centre wing. The umpire says I'm going to ball it up.
5-3-33 plays 3 behinds on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard here at the Michael Voss Oval, the Michael Voss Town.
West Coast up by 14 points.
Hello. What did you call them, Vossi? As Mornington look to sweep the handball into the middle. They've hit it out too far. Matt McIndoe's been able to swing on his left foot, but they've got all the numbers here in the back line. Mornington, Susovic turns himself into a bit of trouble. Rye forwards have been good in just creating a ball in. Bit of how do you do, Vossi in the pocket, but we'll get a throw in.
And we might get a comment from the president in the background to see how the son's performing. His heir apparent's going in defence at half time.
Just great to see Will Goosey there, and looking at his stats from last year in 2021. He's 10 matches, disposals 171, contested possessions 5, and contested disposals 53. So scores involvement 31. So he's really exceeding last year already.
And I think the big thing with that is that he's got a clearly defined role, that he's going to be one of the prominent targets up forward. And Goose said on the footy show last night that they would always go to Calder. So that's given them a different angle towards goal, and it's really working so far, Vossi.
Well, they need to find 70 goals, and at the moment, William Ducey's really giving him a target down there. He's kicked 3, he should have 4. He's kicked 3 goals, 1, and the one he missed from probably 35 out directly in front and in general play. So he's had the opportunity, probably only had the 4 or 5 touches, but he's kicked 3 goals, and that's the main point at the moment. Mornington up by 29 points here at Alexandra Park.
They've been really good around the contest and being able to switch the play, Vossi, and their role from the back half has been fantastic as Rye look to do the same here.
Hill gets a hand pass backwards, and now they go forward up towards the scoreboard, half forward flank, going up but not taking the mark or not being paid the mark. It's taken away for Mornington, and now a quick kick down past the scoreboard will be marked on the centre wing, or just defensive side of. It's marked by Alexander for Mornington. He's looking to go in short once again. Is that 15 metres? The umpire says yes, that's fine. And they will just deny Rye the football at the moment. The high kick down towards the right half forward flank, Bays Hospital side of the ground. The umpire pays a mark for Rye, and they will bring the ball back towards the centre of the ground. They're still looking for their first goal, AJ.
Absolutely, as Peter Hampton goes through the middle towards Tom Hughes. He's got a runner on the outside. He hasn't seen him as yet. He looks further afield, looking to get it inside the forward 50 for Andrew Dean. It's been put out in front of him. That's going to roll out. And we'll get yet another throw in, Vossi. We can see that once the ball goes in the air in the back line for Rye, they look really comfortable with Nick Strickland and Tieran Head taking marks above their head. But when the ball's lowered And, Will Goosey's been able to lead out and hit it at full speed. That's where they've been a lot better than Rye going forward.
And Mornington looking to try and clear, and they will get the ball out of trouble. They will. Now they go in short. That's a good kick. It'll be marked there on this occasion by O'Connor, right in front of where we're sitting tonight for this broadcast of Saturday night football. Mark taken. There was a poor kick, and the mark's been taken by Strickland.
Here we go, Vossi. It's on. Round one, just in front of the Rye bench. Bit of a tussle. Young Jet Tomlinson's in the middle of it. He won't take a backward step. Andrew Dean.
It's a 50-metre penalty to Strickland, so he'll go from centre wing to have the shot at goal from basically 50 metres out from goal.
I think Mornington's got the free kick here, Vossi. They're going to get it. I think they've given it away against Andrew Dean.
Well, they're going to. So they brought. Strickland thought he had it, so they came up to attacking 50 from wing. Now he runs the ball back, and Mornington going to take it from where Strickland took the mark.
Free kick taken by House, who was prolific in the first quarter, Vossi. It's a good mark up there. Taken by Josh Brown. Kicks on the left foot. Finds an opponent. A teammate all out in the clear. In Matthew Kane. He's had a couple of shots on goal already. See, young Lockie Susovic has come off the ground. He's just on his haunches. He said he wanted to work on his fitness. It's Matthew Kane, kicks long, goes across the face of goals. And that's spoiled through from the right defence for a rush behind. Mornington move on to 5-4-34. Playing, I think it's 4 points for Rye.
What about his chores, Sus? How's he going with his chores at home?
So the ball's brought in long. You can see Rye McIndoe getting the spoil, and he looks to be in a fair bit of trouble here in the middle of the ground. Matty McIndoe, that was courageous by him, but he looks out for the count. It's Matthew Kane with the ball here on the clubroom side. He's just put it in the air, and that's spoiled out by the Rye defender. We'll get another throw in. Fortunately, Matty McIndoe looks to be in a pretty bad way here, guys.
Might have to stop play.
So the ball's thrown in the Mornington 50.
He's getting to his feet now.
We'll get another ball up. Hopefully it's just taking a bit of wind out of him, which is great news. Vossi, he's up and about. Courageous player. As Riley Welsh takes the ball out of the ruck, he gets a quick kick. He's got it forward. William Goosey looking for his fourth goal, but he's been given a free kick away for holding the ball. So Lewis Barber's going to take the free kick deep in Rye's defensive 50. Umpire calls play on there. He's taken it wide. Mornington players there have given away another free kick, Vossi. They've forced Rye out wide a number of times, haven't they? Just to play along that wide scoreboard side. There's a bit of tension in the game, Vossi.
Yeah, last 5 minutes it's got a little bit interesting, hasn't it?
Hampton gets the ball in the middle. He wheels and goes. That's a great attack from the Mornington player in Lockie Gorka. As Rye have a shot on goal through Zach Jennings, and he's pushed it wide for another behind. They move on to 5 behinds on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. And we mentioned, Vossi, there's a bit of feeling in it. There's been a few downfield free kicks in the last 5 minutes. And the tempo and the heat of the game has been turned up.
Yeah, it's getting towards that desperate stage for Rye at the moment. They need a goal there, and Jennings could have run that right in, actually. They had the numbers. The Mornington defence was out on their feet, if you like, there to try and stop that one, and they got the loose man created, Rye, but instead of running it in another 15 metres or so, just had the shot from 35 in the run and missed as the ball is on centre wing. Mornington looking to knock the ball out and looking to get the ball out, and they get the ball smothered off the boot. In actual fact, the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. Woolworths centre the ground in front of the Mornington interchange bench here at Alexandra Park.
13 and a half minutes gone here in the second quarter. Rye yet to kick a goal. Adrian Speedy's dispossessed, looking to drive the ball forward for Mornington, but Rye able to get the clearance. Hampton goes back. Jennings look further afield. Josh Garner takes the mark. He looks to roll. He goes into the middle of the ground. Some great spread there from Rye. In Dylan Allen, he's able to drive it long inside forward 50 to Tom Hughes, who takes the mark about 45 metres out. On a fair angle though, Vossi, and you said you run laps on that side, so you can talk us through it, mate.
Yeah, well, they'll be tucked pretty much right up against the fence out there, so not an easy shot out there, and not an easy pocket to score goals from, let me just say. So they need a goal here, Rye. They have the shot, and goes across the face of goal and through from behind. I'll be interested to hear from the listeners, actually. Frankston Park, obviously, Carr Street is the home. Or you get to Frankston Park, it's great. What's your favourite ground? Is it Mornington? Is it Rye? Is it Langwarren? What ground is it? I'd be interested to see what people say on Facebook.
Yeah,
AJ.
You've just answered it, Vossi. And coming from someone from Sorrento, and it's pretty hard to say that Rye's my favourite ground, but it's pristine place to play footy.
It's always in magnificent condition, isn't it?
It's not bad when you play cricket there either, just after or before the gift.
Yeah, the only thing I've done on that ground, I think I won a couple of knockout premierships down at that ground, actually, when I was a kid. Long kick, inside attacking 50, and the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw-in.
That's the trouble. Kirkwood's had to play 3-on-1 there.
Again, they haven't learnt anything in that first quarter. Just try and weave your way through. Change the look of the Mornington defence. Mornington know how it's going to come in, and they're just setting up and just going bang, or they're taking the mark and running it out.
The umpire brings the ball back into play. Kirkwood tries to get that forward for Rye. The clearing kick there from Jacoby. As we got it up to the centre circle, Barber stages for a free kick there. He's brought it back in. Rye being able to release the ball here through Jennings to the wing. He looks to go lower into Kirkwood.
What I've been
about
calling
40
for
metres
for a
out,
quarter
Vossi.
and a half, AJ. What I've been calling for, and that is perfect what they just did.
They've lowered their eyes, and I thought the first one from Tom Hughes out in the pocket was a great lead, and they lowered their eyes, and they certainly did it there again.
And all of a sudden, it just makes the Mornington defence think about it. And Kirkwood to go back 40 metres directly in front, and he's missed.
Kicked it like a true defensive player, Vossi.
Well, he's played enough football up there, that's for sure. Those big calves weren't going to make that distance, that's for sure. It's a great player over a lot of years, Adam Kirkwood.
Mornington have brought it up to the wing position, right in front of our commentary box. Nick Strickland takes the mark. He's been pretty prolific in this quarter, Vossi. Just playing across half-back. He's going to drive it long inside forward 50, looking for Andrew Dean, who gets spoiled, gets a bit of advice from the crowd. Mornington are able to get this out to the 50-metre line. Campbell Robbins there looks to, kick a checky, but it's been, umpire, let it go.
That's the hardest shot they've had all night. They put it through, but no goal scored. So at the moment, Rye still 7 behind, still looking for their first goal. Mornington 5-4-34, played 17.5 minutes in the second quarter. This is the Battery World of Mornington match of the day, live on RPPFM. As the ball comes back into play, can they create some pressure and maybe just put the Mornington defence under pressure and trying to keep a chance for a goal? But Mornington defence will win it out once again. They go up towards the centre wing. That's
Will Goosey's got it on a string, Vossi.
He's playing like his old man. He's just attacking the football. He's loving the fact that he's getting a bit more direction at him.
Is that Simon with a wig on, Voss?
Oh, look, Simon can do a lot of things. He can tell you bowl leg spin, he can bat, he can field, he can coach, he can bowl fast, he can do whatever you're ever asking him to do in sport. But he's appreciating the fact that Jackson Calder's not there, dare I say it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Vossi, you're spot on. And I think it's been good that it's given the Mornington players a bit more of a role up forward as well, because they predominantly just bombed it long to Calder, didn't they? As Rye get the overlap here through Strickland, looking to go long, but he's gone high, looking for Andrew Dean to a 3-versus-1, looking for the crumb there. Was Josh Garner, but he ran over the ball. Andrew Dean picks the ball up as a quick shot on goal, but yet ananother behind there.
8 behinds
to 5-4-34.
So they've had enough of it to be close here, Ryan. It's only 25 points is the margin, but they should be, 26 points in actual fact, but They could be a lot closer on the scoreboard. It's not out of the realms.
Just one hand there. He should have gone with two, Vossi. Lucky they got Strickland. He's had about 15 in this quarter, but that's going to be a turnover to Mornington captain Adrian Speedy. He goes through his left peg, looking forward for the Kluver. Sorry, in Matthew Kane, but that's gone out over the line for another throw-in. As the ball's brought back in by the boundary umpire, Riley Welsh with some strong body work again. Kirkwood's thrown himself in the middle. He's over the ball, but he can't pick it up. The player there for Rise dived on it, but it's going to be balled up through umpire Duell. Nineteen and a half minutes gone on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard here, Vossi. Rye looked to go in attack again, but Andrew Dean's going to have to compete against Lockie Susovic, who gets the spoil there. Bit of a golden fist from Lockie Susovic. Peter Susovic in the backs was pretty happy with that.
Oh, the old golden fist. Bang! We love the golden fist. 26 points is the margin, 34-8 in favour of Mornington. Here at Alexandra Park, we're into time one in the second quarter, and Rice still looking for their opening goal.
It was a pretty iffy free kick there, Vossi. I think he might have just fallen over.
Well, paid it in the back now, off towards Jennings, and they can go long here, right towards full forward. Back drops a bit shorter, full forward. Dean off the pack. Oh, it was knocked away from him, and a quick snap, and that is out of bounds on the full.
Andrew Dean once again having to compete against 2-on-1. He's not a 6'5" full forward, Vossi.
Where's your loose man? Where's the second Rye player? There's got to be a Rye player loose somewhere, AJ. That's the player they've got to utilise.
They've got to just lower their eyes.
100% agree.
They don't have that 6'5", 6'6", bulking full forward like Khan Haratuku we saw last week, do they?
They've got the big body down there in Kirkwood, but they just they're just not doing enough with their ball use at the moment, and they just really need to think their way through this at half time. And
I think they've got to do something now. They can't concede another goal, but they need to get some pressure on the scoreboard themselves. I'd be putting Tieran Head straight to full forward and see if he can take a mark, because what they're doing, they're playing into Tieran's hands by putting it in the air. He's a great overhead mark, and I think he can control the game and swing it back in for Rye.
If I was Scotty Beale, I'd be listening to this broadcast. I'd be listening to what you and I are saying, and I'd be directing it straight at Adam Kirkwood and saying they need to lower their eyes, because right now the ball use inside attacking 50 has been, dare I say it, very poor on the Rye side so far. Mornington looking to just lock the ball up out there on the Bays Hospital half-forward flank, and the umpire says I'm going to ball it up once again. Mornington 5-4-34, Rye 8 behind, 8 points, 22 minutes played in the second quarter.
The other way they could do it, Vossi, is bring Andrew Dean up a bit and maybe put Tom Hughes to full forward, which, he's smaller again, but that'll allow them that they have to lower their eyes, and get him on the lead. And
get the ball in there and actually keep it in there, because when the ball comes in, as soon as it hits the ground, it comes straight back out.
Once again, you're spot on, Vossi. Adrian Speedy's brought his own footy. He swung onto his left foot. He's come out towards the clubroom side. Put it out in front of Harry Bold there. He's turned it over. Nick Strickland on the left. He drives it forward in front of Kirkwood and Josh Garner. Garner picks it up. He's going to swing back onto his left foot. He swings around, but he's turned it over again there. But Lockie Susovic has overrun the ball. And we're going to get another throw in there deep in the Rise forward pocket.
I don't know what Josh Garner was thinking there, because Lockie Susovic was just standing there, and he was never going to not get that ball. He should have taken an easy mark and cleared it easy, but as it was, the ball's still a chance here for Rye inside their attacking 50 as the ball gets thrown back into play. Need a goal before half-time, still looking for their opening goal. There's a free kick right over the shoulder. They've got an opportunity now. I wonder, that's the other thing, they've had 4 or 5 set shots, and every time they've rushed their kick. Go back, set it up. Night footy at Mick Sloan says, night footy at Seaford, main reserve is hard to beat. EFL, Aspaldale, Hastings, Ryan, Chelsea, for me, tough question. Well, we asked the tough questions here on RPP, AJ.
Well, we're happy with that. Let's organise, let's get the clubs to do it. As McLeod Jamieson comes in looking for Rye's first goal. Is that going to come back towards the goals? No. Another behind.
9 behinds.
On the Premier Traditional scoreboard. 9 behinds, Rye play Mornington 5, 4:34, 24 minutes gone in the second quarter, coming up to half-time here, Vossi. Lockie Susovic brings the ball back in long, over towards the Simon Goosey scoreboard. Mornington going to drive it down the wing. They're able to do that. Bit of a crumb looking there for Barber, but he's overrun the footy. Certainly hard towards that pocket there, Vossi. The ball's just bouncing around. Oh, there's a bit of trouble there. I think Strickland overran the footy. Mornington are going to give away a free kick. Luckily for Rye, who looked in a bit of trouble there. Let's see if they can switch the ball here. Jacko Allen's put on a good lead, but it hasn't been rewarded. Matt Hill's gone back across goals. And he's found Nick Strickland, who's brought his own footy in this quarter, Vossi. He looks towards the middle, but that's going to be turned over. The player in Gorka for Mornington wasn't able to control it. Umpire calls it for his ball, and he's going to get it thrown up into the air as he's done just now. Welsh is just dominating in the ruck. Bird on the left, bit of a sprayed shot, but the Mornington forward has been able to mark that deep in the pocket.
Is it Kane? I think it's Kane.
Looks like Kane. He's played on, he's come around, he's opened the angle up, and he's slotted another goal there for Mornington. 6-4-40, plays 9 behinds, that is, Vossi, on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. 9 behinds.
You don't often see a scoreline like that. It's not the hardest conditions in terms of wind, but they've missed some very gettable shots here this evening. But how often do you see that in play now? AFL, local football, all levels. They just take the mark, go around, and just run around rather than go the banana kick. I'll run around and then I'll just hook it. Just great the way they do that.
Absolutely. As the ball's thrown up again, Rye looks to get a clearance. They just hack it forward. Mornington are able to just hack it towards the boundary line. Out in front of McLeod. Jamison here, he picks the ball up. Handball's along the ground. The player, Jared Richards, picks it up. He looks for the top of the goal screen, Andrew Dean, but he's still competing against a couple of Mornington defenders. Every time, Vossi, he's had to compete with more than just his defender. It's going to be a ball up. Top of the goal square for Rye. Can they get a goal before the half-time siren? No, they cannot. Nine behinds plays Mornington 6-4-40 on the Premier Traditional Homes scoreboard. We'll head towards a sponsors break. Half-time here once again. Mornington 6-4-40 dominating Rye, 9 behinds.
At SJS Accounting Strategies in Mornington, our mission is a simple one: to make running your business easier. To get money-related challenges out of the way so you can focus on growing your business. It doesn't matter which business sector you're from, our commitment to helping you grow will be exactly the same. Why? Because our team loves helping businesses achieve their goals. Contact SJS Accounting on 5975 0488 or visit www.sjsaccountingstrategies.com.au. A station sponsor.
Need your property painted, but you don't want to just trust any painter with your asset? Give Wow Factor Painting Solutions a call. We're based on the Mornington Peninsula and specialise in high-quality painting solutions. We are proud members of the Master Painters Victoria and the Dulux Accredited Program. For a free quotation, visit wowfactorps.com.au or call 0475 448 285. Wow Factor Painting Solutions, station sponsor.
Here at Bridgestone Select, it's our job to keep you moving with the right advice,
a great range of products and service you can count on. So when it comes to tyres, when it comes to auto care,
come to Bridgestone Select for service that moves you.
Battery World now open in Mornington.
We know batteries.
We know our 75 D23Ls from our DIN 65 LHs. And we know which is best for you. We have the range and a spark no one else can match, because we live and breathe batteries. Those beautiful boxes and cylinders that power our lives and our passions. That's why we're the batteryologists. We're Battery World.
Battery World Shop 1, 43 Mornington Tyre Road, Mornington.
Dreaming of a cold beer poured straight from the tap? Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, located on Watt Road in Mornington, is open Wednesday to Sunday, offering craft beers and spirits produced on site, with local wines and cocktails also available. Come down and enjoy one of their famous wood-fired pizzas in the beer garden. A local taste experience. Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, the spirit of local. tarbarrel.com.au, a station sponsor.
Jones Lupino Real Estate, located on Wilsons Road, are Mornington Peninsula's boutique real estate professionals, offering premium service in sales, auctions, investment property management and holiday leasing across the Mornington Peninsula. Contact Jones Lupino for the very best in client experience on 5975 5593 or visit joneslupino.com.au, a station sponsor. Established in 1988, Progress Signs has been servicing the local community for 30 years. Located on the Mornington Peninsula, they are the #1 destination for all your signage needs, specialising in a variety of signage from vehicles to shop fronts, occasional and corporate events, short-term, long-term and everything in between. If it's signs you need, be it large or small, Progress Signs is the place to call. Available 24/7 at progress-signs.com.au or call the team on 5975 9188. Thinking signs? Think Progress Signs, a station sponsor.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts, from juicy steaks and roasts to high-grade mince and sausages. And Eliza Meats are the gourmet specialists. Inquire about Eliza Meats Spit Hire. Phone 9787 4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. It's all at Eliza Meats. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but the 5th biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? Yep, it's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
At Bridgestone Select, it's our job to keep you moving with the right advice.
A great range of products and service you can count on. So when it comes to tyres, when it comes to auto care,
Come to Bridgestone Select for service that moves you.
Jones Lupino Real Estate, located on Wilsons Road, are Mornington Peninsula's boutique real estate professionals, offering premium service in sales, auctions, investment property management and holiday leasing across the Mornington Peninsula. Contact Jones Lupino for the very best in client experience on 5975 5593 or visit joneslupino.com.au, a station sponsor.
At SJS Accounting Strategies in Mornington, our mission is a simple one: to make running your business easier, to get money-related challenges out of the way so you can focus on growing your business. It doesn't matter which business sector you're from, our commitment to helping you grow will be exactly the same. Why? Because our team loves helping businesses achieve their goals. Contact SJS Accounting on 5975 0488 or visit www.sjsaccountingstrategies.com.au. A station sponsor.
And welcome back. At the halftime break, we're joined by Julie Bible from Jones Lupino Real Estate, who is our Best on Ground sponsor for the year. Julie, thanks for joining us. What a beautiful night it is for local footy.
Oh, it's a fantastic evening, isn't it? It's so nice to have all this good summer.
Yeah.
Really good summer this year.
Absolutely. And Well, I think it's a really good thing for the Mornington community to do it at night, because it is a different perspective for local footy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great to have this beautiful ground and everyone out. We've all been able to do this. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And give us a bit of a rundown on your business, which is situated near the RDP studio.
Yeah, we're on Wilson's Road next to Brendan's Cakes. We've been there since 2019, and we've had a good summer as well. Once we came out of that last lockdown, we've had a really busy summer with lots of sales and lots of good results for the town. The whole pricing over the whole town's been increased.
Well, I think the whole peninsula, isn't it?
The peninsula's gone nuts. Well, when you live here, it's so beautiful. Most of my clients are Melbourne buyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's been really good.
I guess it's hard for us who've grown up down here. We've sort of not been invaded, but it's different to sort of having the peak summer period, but it's going to continue to grow over the times, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been challenging because I've lived here all my life as well. Yeah. There's a lot more people coming here, but I think part of me wants to share it too because it's so good. But all the kids, it's nice for them as well.
And you've come on board as the best on ground for each week for the footy, and it's been great that you come down last week and now again. Are you a big supporter of local footy? Or
Yes, I've had kids that play local footy. I know a lot of the kids are playing at Mornington. Yes, I've been involved a lot over the years.
That's great.
Yeah, Mornington, mainly YCW when I was a kid, Rye. Yeah, so I've been on the peninsula a long time.
So if you're going to choose one club...
I've got to choose Mornington, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Definitely.
Good. And you touched on the sales that you've done this year, but moving forward, Jones Lupino, what have you got in store for this year moving forward and things like that?
Well, we've just recently had a lot of growth because we had that boost over summer, and so now we've just added 2 more members to the team. I only joined in last October, so it's Andrew and Lena started in 2019. Then I joined in October, and now we've got 2 really experienced people in rentals and property management and holiday let. We're going to specialise a lot in that this summer. And we've got Courtney, who's very experienced in property management, and Wendy, who owned an agency in Mornington for many years, so she's really experienced as well. So there's 5 of us now.
Oh, that's music.
Yeah, it's good.
Music to my ears. I also work in the property industry, but not as a real estate agent. Yeah. So we're not competing.
Good.
But, I do off-market sort of investment properties for people all around Australia. So, which is exciting.
We
should definitely talk.
Definitely.
And that's the good thing about having sponsors on board and of RDP, that we can grow the property industry together.
That's right. So I'm really looking forward to this season, spending a bit of time, on Saturdays and just enjoying the community.
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely. And tonight, obviously, Mornington well in front at the moment.
Yes.
It's great to see that you've gone with, you've specialised, and you're saying that Mornington's your favourite club.
Of
so
course.
How happy are you at the moment?
Very pleased to see them go well.
And we've got Michael Voss, the Mayor of Mornington. The ground's going to be named after him. The new stand's going to be named after him. He had presentation night last night for the Mornington Cricket Club. He's rolled straight in. Look at the shoes he's got on. And
he's ready to go.
And he's mortified that it's a Simon Goosey scoreboard. He thinks it should be the Michael Voss scoreboard.
Yes, I was just looking at that Simon Goosey scoreboard. I think your name should be up there. We'd have to get that changed. Simon won't mind.
No, I think Vossies will be partitioning for it, that's for sure. Julie, thanks for joining us. We look forward to you for presenting the Best on Ground Award after the game, and thank you for your support so far, and we look forward to your support throughout the whole year.
Good, I look forward to it as well. Thanks for having me. All the best. Thanks.
Established in 1988, Progress Signs has been servicing the local community for 30 years. Located on the Mornington Peninsula, they are the #1 destination for all your signage needs, specialising in a variety of signage from vehicles to shop fronts, occasional and corporate events, short-term, long-term, and everything in between. If it's signs you need, be it large or small, Progress Signs is the place to call. Available 24/7 at progress-signs.com.au or call the team on 5975 9188. Thinking signs? Think Progress Signs, a station sponsor.
Dreaming of a cold beer poured straight from the tap? Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, located on Watt Road in Mornington, is open Wednesday to Sunday. offering craft beers and spirits produced on site, with local wines and cocktails also available. Come down and enjoy one of their famous wood-fired pizzas in the beer garden. A local taste experience. Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, the spirit of local. tarbarrel.com.au, a station sponsor.
Need your property painted, but you don't want to just trust any painter with your asset? Give Wow Factor Painting Solutions a call. We're based on the Mornington Peninsula and specialise in high-quality painting solutions. We are proud members of the Master Painters Victoria and the Dulux Accredited Program. For a free quotation, visit wowfactorps.com.au or call 0475 448 285. Wow Factor Painting Solutions, a station sponsor.
And welcome back, everybody, to Alexandra Park here in Mornington, our Saturday night Mpnfl match of the day on our socials, on our Facebook page, and also on our web page as well. The halftime score for Premier Traditional Homes, Mornington well in front, 6-4-40 to 9 straight behinds for Rye. Just a quick update, gentlemen, before we get into the second half. We've got early scores from the West, Fremantle 2-2-14, GWS 2 straight 12, and in the game in Melbourne at the MCG, 16 minutes into the first quarter, and it's Richmond 1-1-7 trailing the Bulldogs 1-6-12. Back to you, AJ and Vossi.
Thanks for that, Craig. Now, can I just get you to speak to me about the West Coast game again and the West Coast scores?
Well, Short Pass won't be happy either because he's a Collingwood man. So 10-14-74, West Coast 14-3-87.
And that's the final score?
That's the final score, yeah.
Michael Voss, what did you say about West Coast earlier?
I said they're crap.
I think they heard you.
Good kicking's good football. Look, they've still, as I said, they've still got some quality players, but they're on the way down. We both agree on that, AJ.
Absolutely. But I tell you what, it's always good when Collingwood get beaten, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, there's always a bit of talk on the socials when Collingwood lose. Absolutely. But here at Alexandra Park, it is a 31-point lead to Mornington. Rye out in the ground was just waiting for Mornington to make their way back out. William Ducey has done, at least it's Simon. William Ducey's hit 3 goals for Mornington, and Rye have another goal scorer and find themselves 9 shots, 9 behinds. And good crowd in attendance.
It's an excellent crowd, it's an excellent evening, and a great advertisement for the Mpnfl, and well done to the Mornington Club for putting on such a great night tonight.
Absolutely, as Mornington enter the Michael Voss Arena after half-time.
A home of Mpnfl football, AJ.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the home of Michael Voss.
No, look.
Well,
no.
You spend majority of your time here, though, don't you?
I do. Look, as I said, I think if I wanted to be fair, I think the best ground on the peninsula is Rye. I think that would be everyone's best ground on the peninsula, without a doubt.
As much as it hurts me to say it, Vossi, I've got to agree.
Yeah, look, being obviously, you live in that sort of area, but no, it's a great place to play football down there. But at the moment, the Demons aren't exactly setting the world on fire. They find themselves 31 points down on the scoreboard, have not scored a goal in the first half, and we're about to start the second half here at Alexandra Park.
And it looks like only 2 players heading to the bench for Rye at the moment, Vossi. So we'll keep an eye on that. We know that Kalani Ryan's out with it looked like a shoulder or collarbone injury, but if there's only 2 heading to the bench and they're 2 down, that could further trouble their chances of getting back in the game. They need to get the first couple of goals here, Rye, to get himself back in. Otherwise, this will just be too much for them. As we're going to start the third quarter after the halftime break, the ruckmen go up. Bit of a stalemate. It allows Campbell Robbins to get the first kick forward. Down there towards the 50-metre mark for Rye. Looked like the player there, and Josh Garner looking to get it forward towards Andrew Dean. But once again, Mornington defenders.
Could have marked that one.
Oh, we said this just after half-time. The crowd's going to get that little bit louder, and it's coming through the effects mic a bit there, Vossi.
Even our producer in the background, Steve, he's saying I'm loud. I can't believe that, Steve. I can't believe that at all. I'm a bit loud, but that's all right.
Oh, to be honest, we probably don't need a set of cans on, Vossi. You could just commentate for everyone here.
For my people, you reckon? Can Rye get themselves a goal on the board early in the third quarter? And, well, said it a couple of times, but an absolute understatement. They desperately need something to happen. Mornington play Devon Meadows on Anzac Day next week. And, in fact, is Anzac Day next week? No, it's Easter Monday. Is it Easter Monday next week? Easter weekend.
Yeah, Easter weekend next weekend.
I've got a week ahead of myself there. And Rye play Crib Point, I believe, next week. There's a quick kick at goal. It's knocked away and over the line for a boundary throw-in right next to the Rye goal. Going to the Woolworths end of the ground, or the Village Shopping end of the ground on the opening stages of the third quarter as the ball comes back into play. Mornington just looking to get the ball out of trouble. Quick kick by Kirkwood. Inside attacking 50 is a quick snap, and it's a point. So they're 10 behind. 10 points. Mornington at 6-4-40. And do you agree? Do you agree with me, listeners? Is Rye the best ground on the peninsula? If so, I know we had Miles Reserve in Seapan was the best ground. We've had a few people comment on it. Let's see if we can get a few more sort of giving their thoughts on the RPP Peninsula Facebook page.
Vossi, I think it was a couple of years ago that Rosebud kicked, was it around about 16 points, I think it was, for the game? And they didn't kick a goal. Was it 20 points possibly, and they didn't kick a goal? So
yeah.
Are we going to see something like that tonight?
Well, you never know. Mornington inside their attacking 50. They got the opportunity through House, but he got tackled. In fact, the ball was stolen away from him. A high kick out towards the half-back line. And going to pick up the ball there. They just couldn't quite get towards the open teammate there. And the Mornington player got himself into a bit of trouble there, and that was the player in Connor Jacoby. And the ball is going to be balled up right near where we're broadcasting this evening here at Alexandra Park. It's Mornington up by 30 points and doing it well there at Alexandra Park. Battery World of Mornington scoreboard.
Adrian Speedy just missing his foot there. He's had the ball on the string as the umpire is holding the ball against Campbell Robbins from Rye. Caelan Bird with the kick inside 50, just outside, finds the player in House. He's been pretty prolific in the first half, looking to get onto his left foot. That's going to go out of bounds on the full. He just had a player over the top in Corey Ash, but he missed him, which looked like he could have just about run into goal there, Vossi, if he had hit him up, but it was an errant kick. And Nick Strickland will try for the third time to bring the ball in, as they've still got two blokes out there for the switch, but Mornington have woken up to that now. We spoke to Julie from Jones Lupino Real Estate, Vossi. Who's your best on ground so far?
Well, you'd have to say, but 3 goals. William Ducey's up there, but Adrian Speedy, I think, like you at the moment, he's the one. There's a shot at goal for Mornington. There's their 7th goal.
They've been very scrappy with the ball tonight, right? They have missed a number of targets, and it's showing that they have kicked 10 behinds, not able to hit their players on that 45 kick in the defensive 50. Another turnover, another goal to Mornington. It's just we see Matty Main saying definitely Rise up there. And Pines ground is in great nick at the moment.
And Matty will probably be about, I don't know, 12 cans deep. Oh, actually, Matty's doing his socials at Mornington tonight, actually. So he probably, he should straighten up Matty. So he's a good man. And had a big win today, the Pines.
I think answering that question before, Vossi, as Mornington go into attack, and it looks like Kane's taken the mark. And Mornington going to line up for their 8th goal. They're 7-4-46, plays 10 behinds at the moment.
And I think this will be his second goal if he's successful here.
I'm going to go with Riley Welsh as best on ground at the moment for mine, Vossi. He's dominating in the ruck. He's got ball on the ground. He's just kicked that one forward as Kane comes in, and he's missed the goal there. 7-5-47, plays 10 behinds. It's all started with Welsh in the ruck, down to Speedy, but I'm not going to disagree that Adrian Speedy will definitely be up there for mine as well. Tyrion Head's probably been a bit quieter than we thought as well, Vossi, as he looks towards the coach in Adam Kirkwood. Handballs it off to Hill with a bit of run there from Campbell Robbins. He goes long, looking for Andrew Dean. Competing against Lockie Susovic, who gets a spoil in. He just looks to hack it off the ground. Susovic able to get it out to his teammate there. Although it's a turnover, Robbins gets the handball out to Hill. He throws it on the right boot. It's going to hit the top of the goal square. Mornington are going to be able to clear this again. Susovic looks to fake that. Another handball there from Mornington over to O'Connor, who gets on his left. He heads out wide and finds the player there who's looking towards the Kluver, who's dropped the mark on the far wing. Looks like Rye going to get a free kick there for over the shoulder. Nick Strickland. If Rye were winning, Vossi, I reckon Strickland would just be best on, but the two we mentioned before in Speedy and Welsh are definitely above him at the moment. As Rye go back into the defensive 50 looking for Tyrion Head. He comes out into the middle looking for Hampton. He takes off, comes out wide looking for Kirkwood. The ball doesn't hit him on the full. He picks it up. Hampton gets the ball back from Kirkwood. He goes with a little checky and finds the player there in Jackson Allen. He wheels around onto the right, goes long. Is this going to be Rye's first goal? Andrew Dean, one out. Takes the mark in front of Lockie Susovic.
It will be now.
And surely he can't miss this, Vossi.
Oh, geez, I reckon I could put it through with my bung leg at the moment, AJ, but...
And there we go. Andrew Dean gets Rye onto the board. Their first goal. 1-10-16, plays 7-5-47. Matty Main's going to come down and join us soon, Vossi.
Good on you, Matty. Come and say good day. And I'm assuming he's doing his DJ job tonight.
What about you, Vossi? Done a bit of DJing your time?
Oh, God. No. You see this phone in front of me, it's got 350 songs on it. You'd be surprised what's on there. You could be very, very surprised what's on there. Some of the music's on my phone. I'd give you the tip, AJ.
Plenty of Celine Dion, I believe, and a few others.
Well, there's a wide range of artists on there, Craig, I'll just say. But no, don't mind a bit of a sing-along, especially after a couple of cans. I can't have that at the moment, but that's all right. It's 31 points as a margin here to Mornington.
Looks like they've just retrieved the ball from the Woolworths car park, Vossi. Might have just slipped into BWS to ice up. Looks like it at the cover kicked off it from Andrew Dean to make sure it went through for Rye's first goal of the night. Premier Traditional Home scoreboard sees Rye 1-10-16, plays Mornington 7-5-47. Welsh and Thompson-Irwin to battle again. Welsh gets the tap out. Caelan Bird picks it up off the ground, looks to go wide. Number of Rye players there. They're going to win the free kick. The player there in Jackson Allen, who's lifted his work rate in the first couple of minutes of this third quarter. He swings out looking there for the player in Jennings. Matt Hill gets on his left. He looks to hit up Kirkwood, who doesn't take the mark out in front. Comes through like a freight train, he does. The Rye players are appealing for a deliberate. And not going to get it. They're going to get another throw in. Deep in the Bays Hospital forward pocket, Vossi.
Just look at the cameraman down there. Does a great job. The photos at Cricket Club, the Footy Club, Alan Dillon does a fantastic job, and he's here taking his photos as he does a magnificent job of doing that as the ball goes towards the centre of the ground. Mornington looking to go into attack, but Rye defence looking to repel as they go in short through the agency there. I think that might have No, I thought it was head, but it wasn't in actual fact. Rye looking to go forward. They do towards the half-forward line. The mark has been taken. They can play on here and they can bring the ball inside attacking 50. They've got the opportunity here if they can work this out. They've got 2-on-1 there now. The Mornington defence trying to come in and help out. They turn the ball over here. Ryan Mornington will win out. They'll bring the ball down towards the centre wing. Mark's taken by North. They can play on here. Mornington, they go with a long kick. They've got the loose man created at the top of the goal square. It was dropped. And now on the right foot, snap.
You call the game, Bossy. I'll call the fight. It's on just in front of the Mornington box here. Andrew Dean's not happy with the treatment he's received.
So that was a goal to Matthew Kane, and I'm telling you, that was it was an easy goal turned into a little bit harder by the fact that he dropped it right at the top of the goal square, but they scored the goal nevertheless, and Mornington are out by 37 points here at Alexandra Park, 8-5-53, Rye 1-10-16.
Frustration just starting to boil over for Rye here, Vossi.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been the ideal start to the season, that's for sure. You've worked yourself into a frenzy for 6 months plus after COVID last year, and you come out and you put up a performance like this. You've scored 1 goal in 2.5 quarters. It's not ideal, AJ.
So we're going to get another ball up here in the middle of the ground. Welsh is just getting a long run up and he's dominating in the ruck at the moment. It's just held in through the agency of Hill. He just places the ball down on the ground for the umpire. Umpire Duell throws the ball back up. It's not often you see the two rucks running at each other from 10 metres away, Vossi, but it's happening tonight. Nathan Heath gets the clearance looking forward. That's a great mark in the right of fence there through Strickland again. He's been their best player. Finds Hill in the middle. He goes a handball over to the coach in Kirkwood. Looks like the link is going on through there. Look to go forward towards Dean. The ball has just not been his friend tonight, Vossi. He has been absolutely annihilated by Lockie Susovic once the ball's hit the ground. And Mornington are going to repel from the back line again. Welsh gets the mark on the back line. They look to go long here. Mornington over to the Simon Goosey wing. They're going to go inside forward 50 in deep into the pocket. Had 2 blokes out but can't find them. We'll get another throw in. Back to the Michael Voss lap running pocket.
Yeah, no, not for a while, that one. Hopefully about the first or second week of September I'll be running a few laps around that oval. We can but hope. Ball inside the Mornington attacking 50, about the top of the goal square. They're just looking to try and get the free ball, but they turn the ball over, and now Rye with the opportunity to do what Mornington did to them and just bring the ball out of trouble. They get it centre half back. Now they go in towards the centre of the ground. Mark not taken. Now quick kick, a high kick inside the attacking 50. Leading in the race to the ball there for Mornington with Susovic. He is under pressure. He gets a hand pass off though before he was tackled. Now quick kick out towards Speedy. Not to be. Quick kick, a high kick inside attacking 50. It's picked up and a high kick there for Rye. It's going to be off target. They've 1 goal, 11-17 on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. This is the Battery World of Mornington Match of the Day. Live on 3RPP on Saturday night. Mornington are 8 goals, 5-53.
Rye 1-11-17, Vossi.
Yep.
As Mornington look to take it towards the Bays Hospital side wing. It's going to get another throw in. Vossi, Rye haven't learnt after half-time, have they, that it's just not working with Andrew Dean deep forward. I think they need to spring a bit of a change because Susovic has done such a great job when it has been 1-on-1 or 2-on-1. The defenders have just been able to come over the top. Kirkwood is throwing himself into the ruck there and he's got a good tap out. Maybe that's the move they need to do with a bigger body in the ruck. But Mornington look to bring this forward. It looks like we'll get another throw in right in front of the Simon Goosey scoreboard.
Maybe just Adam Kirkwood just go under the ball for 10 minutes and just maybe just get an extra bigger body in there.
Well, I like the idea of Kirkers into the ruck because when we've seen it, Welsh and Thompson Irwin, they're running like the old-fashioned ruckman. They're getting 10 metres back and then they're trying to jump over each other. But Welsh is just absolutely dominating. Maybe Kirkers just needs to go body on body and see if he can out-muscle him. He's a big body, big frame, and just see if he can stand there and get it into the right midfield's hands and they can get it forward.
Quick kick down towards the centre wing. Mornington looking to defend, but it's a tackle applied. The umpire's given a free kick. I think it's going to go to Rye. And it might even be a 50-metre penalty, so an opportunity perhaps for Rye to score their second goal, depending how much real estate the field umpire is going to give Rye here.
Young Jet Tomlinson with the ball. He'll line up to get Rye's second goal, hopefully. Not a big kick on this ground, Vossi, is it, from there?
No, it's not, but still seen some very big goals kicked on this ground. Tim Allen scored one. Sean Foster scored one for Bomb Beach one day here as a very big kick. High kick. That's a goal.
Straight through from Jet Tomlinson. Rye have got their second goal on the board. They're 2-11-25. Plays Mornington 8-5-53.
And for Premier Traditional Homes in the AFL, quarter time in the two games, the Dockers 3-5-23, GWS 2-1-13, and here in Melbourne, Richmond 2-2-14 trail the Western Bulldogs 2-7-19.
Sorry, it's 2-11-23 it is, not 25, but only 30 points. The 11 points have probably kept it in the game there, Vossi, as Kirkwood has put himself into the ruck and he gets that tap out. And Rye look to go forward once again, except it's only going to get rebounded there by Mornington, except the Mornington defenders kick that out in the full. The Rye crowd starting to get a little bit more vocal.
The Amber fluid's starting to take effect on some people here, AJ.
Oh, yes it is, Vossi. Probably some good sales for Mornington Footy Club here. Barber brings the ball back in front of the Mornington coaches box. That's just a worm burner, and that's a turnover. Adrian Speedy playing a captain's game. He's going to be able to hit up the player there in Josh Brown, but he's dropped the mark. Rye go deep forward. Once again, Andrew Dean has to compete against 2 or 3 defenders. They have just not learnt for that ball inside 50, and Mornington will be able to rebound this attack from Rye once again.
Mornington's just got to put their heads down and bums up here and just make sure that they don't let Rye back in here. Like, there was a drop mark before and could have cost them a goal. It didn't, but just got to work hard. Just try and make sure that Rye stay out of this game and don't give them a sniff, because if they give them a sniff, then they've got to win it all over again. But at the moment, 5 goals clear. They're doing it well. 2 minutes away from time on in the third quarter. Ball is knocked down and taken for Rye. Quick kick towards left half forward. Knocking the ball towards Speedy and comes back. Mornington looking to clear, and they will do so. They run to centre half back, and they're switching the ball in towards the centre of the ground. Going up with 2 hands, might have been pushed in the back, not to be, says the umpire. Ball on the ground, still an opportunity for the Mornington side as they go towards half forward. That's a bit of it bounced beforehand, a bit of a Greg Dyer mark, that one, so they had to continue playing on. They go down towards the pocket. A quick snap at goal. It bounces across the face of goal and goes out of play. Broadcast pocket. Mornington up by 30 points, and we are 90 seconds away from time on here at Alexandra Park, AJ.
How long do you think Andrew Dean can continue to play deep one out, Vossi?
Well, if they're going to get back into the game, he needs to kick some goals. So they maybe bring him out a little bit. I think why not just change a few things around, because they haven't changed a lot, and they need to be changing a few things if they are to get back into it. So,
as Mornington kick their 6th behind, 8-6-54, plays Rye 2-11-23 on the Premier Traditional Homes scoreboard. Tyrion Head brings the ball back in. He heads out towards that Simon Goosey scoreboard. It's intercepted by Mornington. They're going to go drive it long to the top of the square. And another behind, 8-7-55. Plays 2-11-23. Nick Strickland with the duties of bringing the ball back in once again. He chips over the top. He finds Tyrion Head in the defensive back pocket, who mungs it down the centre. It's going to probably work for Rye, except that handball is a bit errant. Put it out in front of the Mornington defender there, and they're able to clean up. Plenty of options. Well, that's a dangerous handball. It looks like a big turnover. McLeod Jamison there, he's put it out in front of the Rye teammate. Wasn't really kind to him, but Josh Garner has a chance to pick it up. He just fumbles it, goes over the ball. Adrian kicks the goal, puts it on the boot. And they've got another one, Rye. 3 goals, 11-29, plays 8-7-55. They're coming, Vossi.
Well, I said 5 minutes ago, AJ, that Mornington just need to be careful here because that was poor defence, mistake, created the opportunity for Andrew Dean to kick the goal. He did. Margin's only 4 goals, and 4 goals can be overcome in 5 or 6 minutes of football.
Absolutely, you're right there, Vossi.
Oh, yes, AJ, yeah, 10 out of 10.
Adam Kirkwood looks to bring himself back onto the ground. That's better from Dakota Thompson-Irwin, getting a good leap there into Riley Welsh. The ball's hacked forward from Mornington, and it's going to work.
Luxor forward. So I reckon he almost marked that between his legs.
Josh Brown is going to line up for Mornington's 9th goal. And they just need one to steady here, Vossi, don't they?
21 and a half minutes into the third quarter. The margin is 26 points in favour of the Dogs. They're in control, but just one or two things just starting to creep into their game a little bit. They've conceded a couple of goals. They've conceded 3, in fact, this quarter. I just don't want to give Wright a sniff. Just they've kicked a goal. They're up and about. Brown with the opportunity to have the shot. And he has put it through for a goal, which puts Mornington back out by the 5-goal plus margin, 9-7-61. Rye 3-11-29, and that is on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard.
We haven't seen too many Bridgestone Select Mornington Marks of the Day contenders yet, Vossi, have we?
No, we haven't.
Maybe one of Will Goosey's ones early. Little pack mark there. Would probably be leading the charge at the moment. As Speedy gets the handball out to Nathan Heath, who drives it long inside forward 50 for Mornington once again. This is going to be rebounded by Hampton. He just throws the ball on the boot looking for Nick Strickland, who's been great for Rye. That trickles over the boundary line. We'll get another throw in.
One thing I'm noticing as well, what are we at? 8, 6 past 8. We're nearly at 3/4 time. We only been just over an hour and a half. We're not wasting time. We're getting through the quarter time breaks. They're not lingering is what I'm trying to say.
Bit of a T20 atmosphere, you're saying, Vossi?
Well, just get the game done. Like, people want to go home. It's starting to get a little bit chilly out there, but hopefully we can get the game a bit closer before the end of it, but for the broadcast's sake. It's right half forward, and the umpire will call for a ball up. Mornington up by 32 points. 61 plays Rye 29. Ball back into play. And over the line for a boundary throw-in.
That rug contest was just able to be halved with Kirkwood using his big frame against Riley Welsh, who's been dominant so far in the game, Vossi.
Boundary umpire throws the ball back into play. Mornington's still going to hold up before 3/4 time. Almost 24 minutes played in the quarter. Mornington have kicked, 4 goals? 4 goals to the quarter, and Rye kicked 3, I think.
Yeah, I think it might be just 3, possibly for Mornington.
Might be 3, actually. I think there might have been 6. I think you could be right. So 6-0. It's now 9-3. So 3 each this quarter.
As Kirkwood and Welsh do battle again, Welsh gets the tap out. Although Hill's been able to pick it up, he throws his head back looking for a free kick. None forthcoming. And the umpire's going to pick up the ball now and throw it up again with Welsh and Dakota Thompson-Irwin doing the ruck work. Been able to hit it straight down to Alexander there for Mornington. Once again, we'll get another stoppage. We'll get another ball up. Mornington 9-7-61 plays Rye 3-11-29 on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. Tell you what, if Suss was counting the number of throw-ins and ball-ups we've had over the last 2 games, Vossi, that we've called, he wouldn't have stopped.
Been quite a few. Rye
except he's in the back just chowing down some hot chips. He's backed it in.
I'm trusting your word on that, AJ, because I could honestly believe that Sus would be chowing on some chips at the moment. And just making us all hungrier in the front of the van, that's for sure.
Mornington looked to go inside forward 50 once again. Kane is presented really well tonight, Vossi. Hill looks to go back onto his favoured left side. The player there in Clayton Barnes brings the ball out on the defensive 50 for Rye. They're going to bring it down the close wing here to us commentating the game. Campbell Robbins looked to take the mark, but none forthcoming against Josh Halsell.
A goal from Brown before just settled Mornington down a little bit. They got back control of the game, and Rye haven't been able to have any decent forays forward as the ball thrown back into play. Dogs are going to get one more before three-quarter time. Quick kick off the ground as the ball is kicked forward there on the occasion for Mornington. It was by Jacoby, and the ball goes out of play and over the line. Inside attacking 50 here for Mornington, going to the Hampton Street into the ground. We're almost at three-quarter time, and Mornington lead 9-7, 61, Rye 3-11, 29.
Young Jacoby comes from pretty good pedigree, Vossi.
Relation to Jason, is he?
Yep, son of.
There you go. So a very, very good pedigree then.
Probably would have kept a bit to Warney at times.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to get a message from Morney when I broke the record at Mornington, but I'm telling you, if you got to face him, or it's like, wow.
Vossi, did you break the record?
At Mornington a couple of years ago.
Oh, we wouldn't have known that.
I'm sure you wouldn't have.
Oh, yeah, of course we did, Vossi. As Riley Welsh just backs his big frame in. Great crumbing effort there from Campbell Robbins, who throws the ball over the shoulders. Players coming from all angles there. Finn Clark drops the mark. Mornington are going to rebound once again, but it's straight to Hill for Rye. He looks inboard, doesn't pull the trigger.
Well, can you imagine being like Shane Warne comes down or goes past and says, I'll have a bowl to you or whatever. It's like Simon McAvoy told a story a few weeks ago, or probably a couple of weeks ago in the paper, about the day he kept to Shane Warne in a practice game. I think it was at maybe at Adrian Butler Oval, I think. There a number of years ago. How special would that have been?
Oh, very. As Tyrion Head has the ball on his defensive 50. He looks to go out wide. Had a number of players to choose from. Young Finn Clark. A lot of left footers Rye have got this year, Vossi. So he looks inboard. Big pack forming in the Rye 50. And that's a great mark floating across the pack there in the player. And once he turns around, we'll get a better view of that in Jared Richards.
Well, they need this goal. We're just about out of time in the third quarter. They're 32 points down. Need to kick this goal, give them some sort of incentive. Give them that confidence going into three-quarter time. That's a good kick by Richards. It went towards the right post, but it stayed in there and it kicked the goal.
That was a beautiful kick, Vossi.
It really was.
Millimetre.
Look, there have been some tougher shots. There have been some easier shots missed, and he's one of the tougher ones they've actually nailed. But the margin is back to 26 points. 27 points in actual fact. We're 29 minutes into the third quarter. Well, I guess hard to see it, but they're close enough if they're good enough. But they need, 5 goals in the last quarter without Mornington replying. It's 27 points near on three-quarter time in favour of the Dogs.
As the ball's thrown out once again, Welsh gets the tap out. I'd love to see how many hit-outs he's recorded tonight, Vossi. Hill just gets the ball on his left foot. Ball doesn't bounce kindly there in front of Finn Clark, but he butters up his work. The umpire is going to ball this up. Just to the left of our commentary box here, Vossi. Not long, as you mentioned, to go in the third quarter. It's a two ruck do battle. They come in from about 10 metres away. This is old-fashioned ruck work here. Jet Tomlinson gets it on the boot. He kicks it forward. Rye need a mark here. They just want another one before the siren goes for the three-quarter time break. Over to just hold it in here. Cloud Jamison kicks it forward, but waiting there is A Mornington defender, but not out of trouble just yet. Campbell Robbins has been really impressive this quarter, Vossi.
Need a mark inside their attacking 50 here, AJ.
He's just been pushed under the ball too easily there, Andrew Dean. As Jamison looks to get a fist in. That'd be, no free kick given. Surely that's a tunnelling free kick.
Well, I think they might. Did they pay advantage then? It's three-quarter time, nevertheless. It doesn't really matter.
That's good to see both players giving a high five to each other. But we see the score 9-8-62, Rye 4-11-35 on the Premier Traditional Homes scoreboard. It's three-quarter time here at the Michael Voss Oval. We'll get a station sponsor break out the way and we'll come back with the fourth quarter. Can Rye come back, Vossi, or will Mornington be too strong and hold on?
Need your property painted, but you don't want to just trust any painter with your asset? Give Wow Factor Painting Solutions a call. We're based on the Mornington Peninsula and specialise in high-quality painting solutions. We are proud members of the Master Painters Victoria and the Dulux Accredited Program. For a free quotation, visit wowfactorps.com.au or call 0475 448 285. Wow Factor Painting Solutions, a station sponsor.
Battery World now open in Mornington.
We know batteries. We know our 75 D23Ls from our DIN 65 LHs. And we know which is best for you. We have the range and a spark no one else can match because we live and breathe batteries. Those beautiful boxes and cylinders that power our lives and our passions. That's why we're the batteryologists. We're Battery World.
Battery World Shop 1, 43 Mornington Tire Road, Mornington.
And welcome back, everybody, to our coverage of the Mpnfl on RPPFM on our socials tonight only, on our Facebook page, through our website as well. Before we go back to the boys, before the final quarter commences, just an update for you for Premier Traditional Homes. The AFL scores: Fremantle 3-6-24 and GWS have just hit the front 15 minutes into the second quarter, 4-1-25 in the game here in Melbourne. Between Richmond and the Western Bulldogs. Richmond 16 minutes into the second quarter, 6-3-39. The Western Bulldogs 2-9-21. And here in Mornington, it's Mornington 9-8-62. Rye 4-11-35. Back to the boys.
Thanks for that, Craigo. Vossi, we spoke about it at half-time, and we're going to speak about it once again, but Rye just not lowering their eyes going forward, are they?
Look, it was a little bit better quarter from them. In fact, a lot better quarter. They hadn't scored a goal at half time. They scored 4 that quarter, but it's the maximum they need to be behind at the moment. They've got to try and muster 5 goals in the last quarter, and they just need to, as you're right, going back to your original point, it just needs to be a lot better use of the ball because their use of the ball going forward hasn't been the best tonight, and I'm sure they'll be working on it during the week. They've got one more quarter to turn it around. If they can possibly get, 2 goals in the first 5 or 6 minutes in the last quarter, perhaps there might be a chance, but I'm thinking it's too much room to make up.
Let's have a look at the Jones Lupino Real Estate best on ground contenders. For Mornington, Vossi, I'll throw Riley Welsh as my best on ground so far. Also, not far behind him is Adrian Speedy, and I've also liked the game of Matthew Kane up forward as well. He's presented really well. Will Goosey was a little bit quieter this quarter, but for Rye, I think that Nick Strickland has just been a clear standout for them.
Yeah, look, he's been good as far as Rye are concerned. Unfortunately, Rye haven't had too many good players out there tonight, and they need to get a few more of them involved. Maybe chuck Tyrrell head forward, maybe play him at, half forward or centre half forward, and just try and get something happening, because at the moment, they haven't looked like it. They are close enough, but you'd think Mornington would probably be too good in the end, but as I said, if they can get the first 2 goals in this last quarter, anything's possible.
Going into the last quarter, who's your choice for best on ground as it stands so far?
I'd still probably go Speedy.
Looks like it's going to be a battle in the last quarter between Welsh and Speedy. If Rye aren't able to put on a few goals early, if they're able to put on a few goals and get back in with the game, Nick Strickland's probably the one that almost stands out for them, isn't it?
That is true. Just look at the picture. Like, beautiful night, clear, plenty of cars around the place. It's magnificent, isn't it?
Well, I did hear that they got the word that the great Michael Voss was going to be in the commentary box tonight. And once this game's over, Craig, if you can chime in as well, the fanfare isn't just going to leave. It's going to come straight to the commentary box to see the great man.
Oh, it was during the half-time break as well. So, when you're a man of Voss's stature here at Alexandra Park, you've got to expect the fans will be coming up to see him. And certainly hasn't been disappointing for him tonight, has it, mate? There's been plenty of people coming up to say good day, which is great to see.
Thanks, Craig. Always great to come back down here in the footy season. And there is interested spectator there, AJ.
It is. Coming down to check on the game.
Start of the last quarter here at Alexandra Park. Can Rye create some doubt in the Mornington players' minds at the moment? Because at the moment you'd have to say the Dogs have got it well in hand, but you just never know. If Mornington get the first goal at this last quarter, they might just go into a bit of cruise mode. You just never know. Ball over the line. Wasn't Speedy who got that forward. In fact, it was Kalen Bird who got that ball forward.
He's been pretty good as well, Vossi, I reckon, with his speed out of the clearances and getting it inside 50 for the Mornington forwards.
He has been good. There's an opportunity to snap a goal for goal number 4 for the Goose, and the Goose has put goal number 4 on the board, and the goal number 10 for Mornington. And Mornington up to 10 goals, 868, and that was the president in the background, and just Wood, not anyone else. 4:11:35 is Rye, and that is on the Battery World of Mornington scoreboard. And dare I say it, that this game is over, AJ.
Oh, you're gone early, Vossi. We're only a minute 10 into the last quarter, and you've called it.
Oh, I reckon that's the straw that breaks the camel's back. There you go.
Fat lady singing.
I reckon she's just definitely warming up the vocal cords, but I reckon definitely home.
Welsh has got the first 2 hit-outs of the last quarter. He's dominating once again. Adrian Speedy gets the clearance, so they're almost going disposal for disposal. Vossi, it's making our decision harder and harder.
Yeah, Adrian Speedy, quality player in the league for a lot of years. How do you tell the Hosking twins apart? One of them's out there, it's Sarah or Jessamine, I don't know which one it is, but how do you tell them apart, AJ?
Yeah, just guess.
There you go.
No, I think you can tell. You can't really say one's got blonde hair because they've both got blonde hair, so. Welsh intercepts that there, but he's not able to control it. It goes through Susevic's legs. The president out the back's not too happy. Andrew Dean once again having to compete against 3 Mornington players. Jamison sidesteps Susevic, who just lays on the ground for a bit. I reckon he's thinking about that meat tray for tomorrow at Peter Susevic's residence.
But has he done his chores, Sus? He's good?
So the ball's thrown back in again. Welsh getting the tap out. He has been enormous tonight. Oh, he's got to be leading, Vossi. He's got to be. As the player there in Allen tries to spoil it. Mornington go deep inside the forward 50 looking for Will Goosey. He's got 4 already. It's Will, not Simon, who's got the boots on. Hampton looks inside into the middle of the ground. finds Jennings, looking for some overlap through there. The player of Jackson Allen, but taking the intercept mark is Tyler Hobson in the defence for Mornington. He's able to transition, he rolls, he hits Daniel House, who was pretty prominent early, Vossi. He's drifted out of the game a bit, another left footer. And that hits up Kane, who's been great on that lead-up mark. He's been a good link player for Mornington. Looking long for Goosey, strong hands. He's got the ball in one, Duke. Hands it off to Alexander. Looking for his teammate there in the player of Bold. Little soccer through. Rye players are going to pick the ball up there in Nick Strickland. I think his disposal count would have to be in the 30s, Vossi, especially taking this many kick-ins. Always helps. 10-9, 69, plays 4-11, 35. He tries to go long. Mornington are hoping to plan another attack forward. Little stalemate there out on the wing. Nothing coming. We'll get a ball up. 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this last quarter. The ball's thrown out once again. Riley Welsh getting the tap out. Mornington not able to get a clearance. Rye will win a free kick. They'll go back deep inside their defensive 50 to find Strickland. Switches it over, Tieran Head. He wants to roll. He's getting the players. He wants them to come at him. Little risky kick there. Nothing forthcoming for Tieran Head there. He's been pretty quiet tonight. Devers was the target. He's not able to take the mark. We'll get another throw in, Vossi.
6 minutes played in the last quarter. Mornington have scored one goal and Rye haven't scored in this last quarter, and I said the first 5 or 6 minutes was the time that Rye needed to get some score on the board to get back into this game. They haven't been able to do it, so it's not looking great if you're a Rye supporter here at the moment, but they're trying to keep the ball inside their attacking 50. That's too high. And he was tackled too long, so it's only got the hand pass out. There's a couple of free kicks here. One for Rye, one against Rye. Long kick towards centre wing. Going back and not taking the mark there for the Rye side. Mornington pressure's good. Ball locked up on centre wing and the umpire says I'm going to ball it up. Mornington 10-9, 69. Rye 4-11, 35. We've played 6 minutes in the last quarter here live at Alexandra Park on Saturday Night Football.
Speedy just looking to lock it in. He's been great. He gets it out to Bird, who throws it on his opposite foot on his right side. That goes into the forward line for Mornington once again. This last quarter's just been a bit scrappy, Vossi. The tempo just sort of gone out of the game. That's put on the boot by Ash. And it looks like we'll get another behind there on the scoreboard for Mornington. They'll move on to 10-10-70. Rye 4-11, 35. Rye have just got the ball and gone. They have to do it. Got nothing to lose at the moment. They need to pack on a few goals. The target there was Jared Richards. It goes over his head. Mornington mounted defence again. Their handball game's been good, Vossi. Today, Bird drives that long into forward line. Standing in the hole there once again is Nick Strickland, and it shows why he was in the team of the year last year, Vossi.
He's had a very good night this evening, that is for sure. Rye trying to build. Scrubby looking kick towards attacking 50. Can they make something of this? Just trying to knock the ball forward and not going too much further. Mornington defence will win out. And they do. Jacoby goes in short. Looking there for his teammate in, that of course was DeCluver. He couldn't get it and just has to knock the ball towards the line and does over the line for a boundary throw right near the Mornington interchange bench. Right in front of the pavilion here at Alexandra Park. Plenty of happy people. Well-behaved crowd. Big crowd, but a well-behaved crowd. Mornington up by 35 points here in the last quarter, AJ.
Absolutely, as Welsh gets another tap out and Bird drives it long on the right foot. Peter Susevich is just out amongst the crowd, pretty happy with himself. Rye looking there for the coach in Kirkwood, who's just ducked his head a little bit, dropped that mark. Speedy gets another touch. He goes across goal in a dangerous kick. Mornington defenders looking to just drag the ball in and get a stoppage, but they've been able to win it through Lockie Susovic there. Drills it wide. They're able to get the give and go there. Jordan French moves it long. Oh, they're lining up here, Mornington. Corey Ash looking for Kane, who has played a great game today, been one of their better contributors, and Will Goosey is going to line up for his 5th here, Vossi.
How much do you put on the fact that he might kick 5 goals? He's the difference in the game. He might not have ever had 10 touches, but do you put him up there?
Oh, I think you put him up there, but for me, Riley Welsh has been clear favourite for mine of best on ground. He has dominated in the ruck, but not only that, in the hit-outs, he's been great around the ground. He's got the ball forward when he needs to. He's released it to his runners in Speedy, so I think it's all started with him and he's been very dominant. As Rye look to go deep and long, looking for Josh Garner, not able to take the mark. There was Welsh again, getting his hands dirty for a big ruckman. He's been good. Finn Clark looks for his left foot. He throws it on the boot, looking for Hughes, and O'Connor goes bang, Vossi.
Golden fist.
Line for a behind. They'll move on to 4-12-36. Plays Mornington 10-11-71. O'Connor is able to get the kick in there. He'll go on his left. How many left footers are out there, Vossi? Oh, looks Lockie Susovic has got the ball going down the wing. He goes long. Peter Susovic pretty happy with that one. Adrian Speedy's just giving away a free kick there for pushing the back against Barber. As Rye looked to go in the middle, Garner drops that, but he was awarded the mark. Dylan Allen goes long. I was thinking of Dylan Clark from the ex-Essendon player for some reason there, Vossi. Once again, another throw in. These boundary umpires are certainly doing their work really well and earning their keep. As Riley Welsh gets another uncontested tap out, and Bird's going to get another uncontested possession. He's been fantastic. Nathan Heath is able to switch that. He's found the player in Jordan French there who's turned the ball over. Roy just going to pump this back deep inside forward 50. Andrew Dean's going to compete against a couple again, and he'll get a free kick, but it looks like the advantage is going to be paid as the umpires convert. No advantage, so Andrew Dean will go back and line up for Rye's 5th goal of the night.
Coming up towards 12 minutes in the last quarter, Andrew Dean has the shot from 15 metres, puts it through for a goal, so the margin is back to 29 points here on the Premier Traditional Homes scoreboard. Battery World of Mornington match of the day. Mornington 10-11-71, Rye 5-12-42. And that's a good goal there for Rye, but with only about 15 minutes or so left, they need to do everything right to get themselves back here, AJ.
Well, they need to kick 3 in about 5 minutes, Vossi, to be any chance. Can they do it? Probably not, but you never know. See what the Stone Cats did last week.
Didn't do it today, did they?
No. Just one word today. Was it Vossi or 2?
They'll be there when the whistle cracking at the end of the year, don't worry.
As Welsh gets another hit out, he has just been dominant tonight. Will Goosey's just come up the ground. He's going to try and get a free kick here for holding the ball, but the umpire says, give it to me, and we'll have another throw up. Here we go, Vossi. It's on again.
Been a few of these tonight, hasn't there?
There has. The umpire's just going to throw the ball up quickly, get the game going. As Rye have earned a free kick there. McLeod Jamison, the recipient. He looks inboard, but he gives it the old goose step, and he gets around the Mornington player there, goes looking for the coach in Kirkwood. Not able to take the mark. Mornington once again can clear. Looking for Heath. He overruns it, but he butters up with his second effort. No, he's giving away a free kick for in the back. Young Jet Tomlinson will get the free kick. He'll go long, looking for Josh Garner. Not able to take a mark there. And the ball trickles out for yet another throw in, Vossi.
.45 metres out from the Rye goal, going to the Hampton Street into the ground in the last quarter. Can they find a way to goal? Not to be. Bird gets a quick kick down the line. Good mark. That's a mark in front. That should have been a mark anyhow. He marked that straight in front. There, the Mornington player there in Josh Brown. And to me, that should have been a mark every day of the week. To his credit, he didn't complain about it. Mind you, the key thing is now not to, because otherwise you need the right attitude with umpires to get not a 50-metre penalty conceded against you.
As Jamison goes back, finds Strickland in the defensive 50. He goes long, switching the play, looking for Dylan Allen. He's able to look inboard. He finds Matt Hill right in the centre square. Lewis Barber runs past. He's able to go long, looking for Andrew Dean once again. He takes a great mark. One of the only times he's been able to get it one-on-one, Vossi. And I think there's probably 2 or 3 times he's had that one-on-one and he's been able to take the mark. It's been a really good team defence from Mornington tonight.
Certainly has. 15 and a half minutes in the last quarter. The margin is 29 points. It's to bring the margin back to 23. He has the shot and he puts it through for the goal. Well, they're back within 23 points, AJ. You never know. But
well, you're changing your tune there a little bit, Vossi. You
I
wrote them right off, but now you're just sparking it up a little bit.
Just trying to see if we can get a good close finish in the end, but I'm suggesting that Mornington have probably done enough. But in saying all that, strange things have happened.
Yeah, well, West Coast won today, so it's pretty strange, isn't it?
Yeah,
just on that, boys, the halftime scores. The 2 games being played tonight in the AFL for Premier Traditional Homes. Fremantle 5-7-37 lead GWS 5-1-31, and Richmond 7-3-45 lead Western Bulldogs 4-10-34.
As Nathan Heath drives the ball inside forward 50. Looking there for Goosey. We'll get another ball up, says umpire Duell. The Bulldogs are interesting, aren't they, this year, Vossi? They just don't have that spark at the moment.
The Western Bulldogs you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not playing great football at the start of the year, but I guess you could say it's a 50-50 game or maybe a 60-40 game in their favour tonight. So it's not a thoroughly dominant game on their part, but Richmond are obviously kicking straighter and thus are in front.
As Rye go deep inside 50, looking for Andrew Dean on the lead. The kick there was coming in from Campbell Robbins. Andrew Dean not able to take the mark. He's tried hard, hasn't he, tonight, Vossi? He's presented. He's always been battling, but he's looked good when it's been one-on-one and one out.
Yeah, he hasn't been helped by the ball, the way it's been delivered inside the Rye attacking area, but look, he's tried hard, absolutely. Just seeing if they can get the ball out. They can't. The umpire calling for another ball up. We're 18 minutes in the last quarter. Mornington up by 23 points.
They get one here, Vossi. It could be right on. The crowd will just get up and about. The amber fluid just takes over, gets them a little bit louder. And they've gone in inside 50 once again, right, looking for Jared Richards. The umpire's going to throw it up once again. I'm telling you, this has got to be a record for the last 2 games we've seen with stoppages.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stoppages. Quick kick towards full forward. Is it going to bounce? No, it bounces across the face of goal, and it's out of bounds on the full. So Rye just asking a few questions, but they're going to rue the fact that they didn't score a goal in that first half, and an opportunity presented itself there to put some pressure on Mornington, and haven't been able to do it on the scoreboard as the ball gets hand passed over the top, looking there for House, but it comes a quick snap at goal towards full forward. It bounces in the square and now bounces off the pack and through for a behind. So Rye up to 6:13.49, Mornington 10:11.71. We are 19 minutes in the last quarter, so we're just about to hit time on here, AJ, and the Dogs in control.
Absolutely. I reckon that RPP jacket's going to come off in a minute, Vossi, and you'll just show those Mornington colours underneath with that polo.
It's just a blue and red shirt.
Just a coincidence that you happen to put a blue and red shirt on today, Michael.
First one that came out of the wardrobe, AJ.
Yeah, that's because you put it on top last night when you knew we were doing the Mornington game.
Oh, yeah, okay, I did that. Yeah.
As Mornington goes deep into forward 50, the ball trickles out the back. Can Kane get a boot onto the ball, but he'll get a free kick for in the back. And this will just ice it, Vossi, won't it?
This will be the topping on a very sweet cake for Mornington this evening. And this, I think, will be Kane's second goal. Or second, I think. He did have a shot, but he missed one. I think it's his second goal. It was a guaranteed goal coming up.
He's been impressive.
He has.
Matthew Kane tonight, Vossi.
So directly in front, about 7 or 8 metres out. He almost drop kicks that through, in actual fact. Puts it through for the goal. Mornington are well and truly home here, AJ. 11:11.77, Rye 6:13.49. We played 20 and a half minutes in the last quarter. Battery World Mornington Match of the Day, live on RPPFM. Premier Traditional Home Scoreboard.
Who's going to get the Jones Lupino best on ground, Vossi? Come on.
We'll talk about that at the end. We're just we'll have a break at the end and we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Oh, that means that you're adamant of Adrian Speedy.
No, we'll just have a talk about it. We'll just standard, I would have thought.
Oh, all right.
You're the one giving out the award, so you can give it to whoever you want.
Peter Susovic has just stood up in the back of the caravan saying that he thinks Lockie should get it once again. There's a big barbecue on tomorrow night. As the Rye crowd have just started to disperse a little bit to your left, Vossi. Corey Ash goes out wide. That's a huge spoiling attempt from Matty Kane, who just apologises for running into Barber in the long sleeves. He goes inboard, and he has found not his teammate, but he's found Matthew North just outside the 50-metre mark, and he's going to go back and look for Mornington's 12th goal, run a bit of time off the clock, and say that's all she wrote. Big launch, held up in the air a bit, but he's missed it to the right-hand side. Mornington move on to 11:12.78. Rye 7:13.49 on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard here. The Batcher World Match of the Day.
So Rye just looking to switch play.
This is the stalemate at the moment, Vossi, isn't it? Just because the game's out of Rye's reach now, and you don't want to get injured, and they're trying things that they probably wouldn't if the game was tight. So just all plays into Mornington's hands.
And one player you certainly don't want to get injured as the coach. That is for sure. A history of sort of leg problems in the past.
A few boys out in their feet at the moment.
It's the first game of a long season. Mornington will take the free kick. 23 and a half minutes in the last quarter. Mornington up by 29 points.
Oh, it's a run-down tackle from Tom Hughes. Comes out of nowhere. It's a great effort with this the current situation of the game, but
Jordan French was a player. He was very lazy on that. There was no talk behind him, and he thought he had all the time in the world. The umpire called him to play, and he still was very lackadaisical in his approach there, and he paid the price. So Rye with the opportunity to kick the goal. In fact, I think the umpires paid a 50-metre penalty after that free kick. And this will be a goal, you would think. 15 metres out, directly in front. Kicks the goal. Almost decides to get the old chainsaw out there, the old Brett Lee chainsaw. But a goal to Rye, 7-13-55. Mornington 11-12-78. We've played 24 and a half minutes in the last quarter.
just ring the siren now, Bossy. It's just where you look for the mercy rule and just say, we've had a crack at it, both sides. It's time to get off the park and enjoy an amber cold one, I reckon.
Or am I toasted Coke Zero at the moment, AJ?
Well, I guess you can have a nice cold Coke Zero, Vossi. You've earned one, mate. You've earned one.
High kick towards half forward. And the Mornington defence has been good. And the mark is taken there by Tyler Hobson, who goes in short towards the centre of the ground. He's got a teammate there who takes the mark. And that is Speedy, who's been very good this evening, Adrian Speedy. Goes in short. Mark taken once again for Mornington now. High kick towards left half forward. Going back and taking it. Good mark in the middle of the pack. Taken there for Mornington and having a shot at goal.
Harry de Clover, I think it is.
I think you could be right. 26 minutes into the last quarter. And can he go back and put through Mornington's 12th goal on the board? Go for goal is the call from the crowd.
Tell you what, he's got the Ben Brown run up. He's just about back in the coach's box.
He comes in, Harry de Cleaver. The umpire said that the Rye player on the mark went over the mark, so it's going to be 50 metres, and that will be a certain goal. He's standing there and can't believe it. De Cleaver will just go down and put through a goal, and that is Mornington's 12th goal, and that is the end of the game. 12-12-84 Mornington. They've beaten Rye 7-13-55. And that, of course, is on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. And I guess, AJ, we're going to take a break and come back and wrap things up here from Alexandra Park.
Dreaming of a cold beer poured straight from the tap? Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, located on Watt Road in Mornington, is open Wednesday to Sunday, offering craft beers and spirits produced on site, with local wines and cocktails also available. Come down and enjoy one of their famous wood-fired pizzas in the beer garden. A local taste experience. Tar Barrel Brewery and Distillery, the spirit of local. tarbarrel.com.au, a station sponsor.
Battery World now open in Mornington.
We know batteries. We know our 75 D23Ls from our DIN 65 LHs. And we know which is best for you. We have the range and a spark no one else can match, because we live and breathe batteries. Those beautiful boxes and cylinders that power our lives and our passions. That's why we're the batteryologists. We're Battery World.
Battery World Shop 1, 43 Mornington Tire.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but the 5th biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? Yep, it's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
And welcome back to Alexandra Park with the conclusion of the game here between Mornington and Rye. Mornington 12-84, defeating Rye 7-13-55. Before we go to the boys to wrap up the game, Pete, you've got an update for us.
Just going around Peninsula football at the moment and just looking down to Leela Road, Ormond and Glen Ira, my old club. Having a battle against Peninsula Old Boys, but they're leading that very well, and it's 93-31 against the Old Boys there. So Glen Ira in control, but great to see Peninsula Old Boys up and about.
And boys, you've got a pretty big decision to make because you've got to find the mark of the day, which of course is for the Bridgestone Select here in Mornington, and most importantly, the best on ground for Jones Lupino Real Estate of Mornington.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. Vossi, I think the mark was. I would say it's probably one of Will Goosey's in the first quarter. The one, I think he had a couple of opponents. That pack mark just down here in the Woolworths pocket. I would go with that, but I don't know whether there's something else that stands out in your mind.
There's not a lot of marks. Not a night for sort of high marking tonight. And for what it's worth, I think the best player was Adrian Speedy. You're going with Welsh, but it's up to you. You're the one giving it out, so.
Or why don't we throw it to Craig? He's watched the game as well. We can't decide, Vossi. It's 1-1. I know that Suss thinks that he deserves it.
Look, I'd go with Speedy.
Yep.
I thought he was phenomenal today.
All right, well, let's go with Adrian Speedy. Or can we go with both of them? They can share the meat tray. Is that a new concept?
Yeah, I don't think we've got the meat trays to do that necessarily. Yeah. So looks like Adrian Speedy's going to win the Eliza Meats meat tray this evening.
He probably should have won it last time, Vossi, and he was taken away by Peter Susovich and Lockie. So I think he'll be happy with winning it tonight.
Speedy and Goosey. Yeah, Goosey for the mark, yeah.
Gentlemen, a scrappy game again. Yeah, last week was a bit the same. You kept on saying they're just lots of throw-ins and ball ups. It's just I guess it's early part of the season. Teams finding their feet.
Yeah, I think round one's always it's always a challenge for the players. They're out on their feet in the last quarter. But yeah, look, I think that it started to get a little bit better as the game wore on. But yeah. There were so many stoppages over the last two games, and it was really tight, contested. I thought these two sides would be a bit more, open and free-flowing, sort of through the middle. But I thought, when they switched, they did come out a bit wide. So, look, and it's a pretty narrow ground, really. I thought probably the easiest way, and Vossi would know because it's named after him. But they tried to do it, but I just don't think. Either side didn't really have that bailout kick that sort of, we saw it last week and we've mentioned it before with Haratuku was able to have the bailout kick at centre half forward and he'd lead up towards that wing area. But the two sides tonight just didn't have anyone that could present up on the wing, Vossi. So, yeah, look, those sides will get better. They're better for the run and like we said, the games are probably going to heat up a bit, in the middle of the year and then come finals time.
With all that said and done, that just about takes us out of here from Alexandra Park.
It's been another big night. It's great to do a night game, and I'm not too sure what game we're doing next week. But
I think that's code for Michael Voss wants to get amongst the crowd. He's got plenty of people to catch up with.
Before we sign out tonight, a big thanks to the team tonight. Julian on the cameras, BT, one of the cameras, the El Presidente in the back room. Steve pushing all the buttons. To AJ and Vossi, a great call again tonight. It's been our pleasure to bring you Saturday night football on RPPFM, and we will be back, of course, next week. Not too sure what game we're doing.
Sorrento and Rosebud.
Sorrento and Rosebud next week.
At Rosebud.
At Saturday,
I think it is.
Saturday game?
Saturday game.
Saturday game. Easter next
We
weekend.
could have a potential Good Friday game too. We're just not too sure about that as yet.
Well, we will catch you back next weekend on RPPFM. Thanks for your company tonight.